Hello, love wrestling. It's Thursday night. It's 8 p.m. And you know what that means. It's another new episode of Between Two Beards.
Can we start off with the biggest news of the week? The Rats lost!
But every night I make a new best friend, and the only problem is we like having a good time. Forget yourself now.
If you've got the budget, I've got the time.
There he is.
Hey, boss!
There's the boss.
Hey! The man with the finest beard on this screen. Canadian men, boys, shut the hell up. Let me talk.
You see, the Rads are resourceful. When I got beef with somebody, I can find a way to talk to them.
Between Two Beards. Getting down.
Hello, love wrestling. It is Thursday night, and it is 8 p.m. And y'all know what that means. What is going on? What is the noises coming out of your basement?
This is PLUGGO is doing construction, but
Doesn't she know what time it is?
Yeah, JPJ goes, do you know what time it is?
Why is that happening?
Do you know what time it is?
It's time for Between Two Beards on a Thursday night.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
This is my time to shine down here.
What are we doing?
Speaking of which, Mrs. PLUGGO, I literally just sent me a reel like 5 minutes ago asking if this was real, and it was the Undertaker Big Boss Man spot.
Hell in a Cell?
Yeah.
Oh, that's real.
That's real. Yep. I just saw it right as I was like, oh, yep, that's absolutely real.
That's real.
Yes.
That's very real.
Real stuff right there. Talk about a throwback. Oh, God.
What a terrible match that was, huh?
That was very bad.
Not good.
But
Not
anyway, what is up with you, brother?
We're chilling, man.
Yeah.
We're chilling. We're good. Vibes are all right. Vibes are good. Big week in Boston this week. Our tribal chief has arrived up here.
That?
Roman Anthony.
Yeah.
Our tribal chief is here.
Making heirs. And...
Hey, man. Listen, winning ball games is all that matters. Winning ball games.
That's true. Yeah. That's true.
So, we got the Yankees coming to town tomorrow for the weekend. We took 2 out of 3 from them last weekend in the Bronx. They called up our new tribal chief, Roman Anthony. It's been all right. He looks like he belongs, having good at bats. It'll come around. But we're chilling, man. Reginald, we're great. How are you, buddy?
We are good.
Hello, Scott.
Hello, Scott. Everybody's in the house. Smash that like button, hit that subscribe button. We got a lot on the docket today. It was a big weekend. I know it feels like Money in the Bank was a month ago. So much has happened.
There's so much
between that and what's going on it's crazy.
Yeah. And Money in the Bank we are going to get into. Plus a whole lot of stuff. We'll talk some stuff that happened on Summer Blockbuster.
But first,
well, I want to address something because last week
I made a formal complaint.
Yes, your first formal complaint as an employee here.
Mrs. PLUGGO's in the chat while she's in the basement wrecking shit stuff. Whoops.
How dare you?
Anyway, hi, Mrs. PLUGGO. My tribal cheeks, I acknowledge you.
Yes.
But yes, I spoke to a...
Oh, there he is. Wow.
Hey, if you want the link, buddy, we'll talk about it anyway.
Yeah, if you want the link, you can come on. You can come on.
You
Let us know if you want the link.
If you want the link, you come talk about this and the NBA Finals. But anyway,
I
spoke to a really nice person in HR. I think Her name was Sandy. She was wonderful.
Yeah.
But it's still here.
So, well, what I was going to say is last week you started the show and I didn't even know this was happening. I didn't even know it was coming. But you had a formal complaint. You said, look this guy, this team, this guy specifically makes my life a living hell. I got to stare at him for the next month. I am having a complaint. And so, you know what? Because of that complaint, me and the boss man and a few others had a discussion, and I had something made for you.
Yeah.
And I need to preface this by saying that this has nothing to do. I am a fan of both of these gentlemen down at the bottom of the screen. I met them in person. They both treated me wonderfully.
Maybe you, but not your partner in crime.
Listen, I get it. This is not the first time we've been here, Pluggo.
I can't look at this until the 27th.
Well, I got something for you.
Okay, what'd you get me? Oh, that's awesome. That's much better looking. That's more jacked and juicy than the original graphic. I'm so happy. I could look at that graphic for years.
Yeah.
I have looked at that graphic for years. Look how jacked we look, dude.
Pretty good. I wish I was that tall, though. I wish I was honestly that tall.
I'm just happy I don't have to look at Barack Ronnie's face anymore. Thank you, JPJ. That's the nicest thing.
I just want to, listen, I am a nice guy.
You're a sweetheart.
I am a nice guy. I mean, that's, and by nature, it's who I am.
Yeah.
I know you probably can't tell.
Look at that.
Right?
That.
I thought you would like it.
So much better. Yeah, I do. I love it. Barack Ronnie, get out of my screen, baby.
Yeah.
Boom.
Wow.
The
formal request by Barack Irani.
Oh, Mrs. Pluggo, if you're watching and you do that, you're hot and all, and I love you. We've been through some stuff, but I don't know
Would that be it? Would that be the thing?
If I have to walk down here and Barack Irani's face is super, and I would have to move out.
Wow.
I'd have to move out of the house.
Wow. What a devious plan that would be. Imagine. You mentioned the NBA Finals.
Yeah. God, I'm so happy I don't have to look at Barack Ronnie's face. It sucks. It still sucks that it's like his YouTube profile picture is still there. Like, can we impose my face over those?
No. Why? What? No. He's a viewer. He's in the chat right now, hanging out.
I appreciate that. You've kicked people out for less.
Oh, look at he's rooting for the team that you're rooting for, though. So that's a common bond you guys have.
We kind of do have a
common bond.
I will say this: in all of Barat's shortcomings, and there are a lot, we are fans of. He's fans of Memphis. I'm fans of Houston, respectfully. So I think together we are anti-OKC winning this thing. Because obviously they beat our teams, and then I'm from Indiana, so yeah, good for you, Barat, for rooting for the Pacers. I did think this though today: if the Pacers win this series, when do we start the chatter about the Seattle SuperSonics curse?
I mean, it's fair.
When do we start the chatter about?
I would think this team would need to choke another one.
No, Mrs. Pluggo.
It was too early.
But if they don't win the series, is the Seattle SuperSonics curse going to become a real thing? Because this is their second crack at the finals since being at OKC, and they would come up short. If Mrs. Pluggo, if you print record, if you do it, I don't know. You and I are going to have beef. She just got 2 kitties. Let's, listen, we got the cats. We let that. She brought home 2. Did I tell you this, JPJ? Did I tell you this?
I saw some chatter. I've had a busy ass week. I saw some chatter in the Slack about it. No, or a hive. Was it in the hive? Well, I saw something in one of the chats we're in where they asked you like, how many cats you got now? And I went, oh, wait a minute, because I knew you were bringing home the 1.
No, so yeah.
But you also said that every time there's 1, they always bring home 2.
So for some reason, the family had talked. They always have to talk me into these things. I don't know why I'm the judge on these or the decider. And they're like, we get another kitty. The boys want a kitty. It'd be really fun to have a little kitty running around with the big kitties, blah, 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 the big cats. And
so they sweet talk you. They try to sweet talk you.
So they tried to sweet talk me into 1 cat. And I was like, sure, I guess. Like, if you guys really want a cat. And then her friend happened to have some cats available. And, look at them. They're so cute. I want one. And of course, I can't say no to Mrs. Pluggo, but I will say no to a Barack Arani photo posted on my wall back here. That I will say no to.
That's fair.
So, yeah, I was like, all right, fine. One more cat won't hurt. Like, what's the worst? Our oldest cats had passed away, so we used to have 4 anyway.
Yeah.
So what's one more? Whatever. So she goes and she gets it. She sends me a picture of this cat. And then she goes, when you get home, I want you to call me because I want your reaction to meeting the cat. I was like, okay, that's weird. Whatever. So I go into my son's room where the cat is at, while we acclimate him to the house.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, he's cute. And I look over, and my son is holding another one. And I went, you got 2? And my jaw, I was like, what? I got bamboozled again.
Yep. Fair. See? No order. There's no order in the house.
There's no order in the house.
There's no order on it. Wow. Barat's hoping that
don't you?
the
Barat,
cats take your spot on the bed, Barat. Well.
You know what? The couch is pretty comfortable and it's cooler downstairs.
Listen,
so
yeah. Look at the cat. They're gonna take over your house soon enough. You got 5 of them now.
I hope you lose those LPW Tag Team Championships on the 27th of June.
Wow. Jeez. Listen, all right. Don't make me turn this car around. Let's relax.
Listen, that's why he's hiding in the keyboards there. He ain't coming on the show because he's afraid. I'll put him in his place.
Wow.
Calling you out, Mr. Garani.
Oh, Dustin's saying to name one of the cats Barat.
Listen, again, let's not go crazy here.
Do they have names yet?
Yes.
The other ones are named after Harry Potter stuff.
So they tossed around Sirius and Severus.
That makes sense. That's a good. Are they they're related?
Yes, but then I think they wanted to change one of them to Diggory or something. I don't.
Oh, Cedric Diggory.
I don't know any of these.
All right. That's so. I don't want. Are you?
And then Owen wanted to name one of Nuggets. So there's a bunch.
You're not doing that. You tell Owen he's not doing that.
Yeah, I was like,
you gotta listen. You gotta stay in order. If all the other ones are named after Harry Potter, you can't have Nugget. Then Nugget becomes the
Nugget becomes the Barack Arani of the house.
No, he don't matter anymore now.
That's right.
Part of the crew.
That's right.
You can't do that. Poor Nugget's going to be over there in the corner by himself.
Hanging out with me.
Yeah. The hell.
Hanging out with us non-Harry Potter knowers. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so I think they're going with...
if they do Diggory, though, so in the story, spoiler alert, something bad happens to him, and that's when the story really gets dark. It's like dark for the rest of the way.
Noted.
Incredible. You know who plays Cedric Diggory in the movies? One Robert Pattinson.
The dude from Twilight?
Yes. And Batman. He's Batman now, isn't he?
Is he? I don't
he is. Apparently, he was a good Batman.
I got made fun of that word for not watching Marvel movies. I was like,
I've seen. Look, I'm way behind. I'm not going to admit where I am behind, but there's too much shit. Sorry, guys. I'm interested in it all, but there's so much.
Yeah.
And we can say that about pro wrestling now, too. There's just so much. It's pay-per-view every 2.5 weeks.
Oh, and yeah,
every 2.5 weeks there's something going on. And don't get me wrong, I love wrestling. I love talking about wrestling, clearly. I talk about it a lot on a weekly basis. I love it, but it feels like, how does it? It makes it. I don't know how to feel about it because I love it.
About it, smash that like button, hit that subscribe button. Tell Barat he's a bum. If we want to start there, that's more than okay.
Yeah.
He messaged me and said, "Invite him." Then you're invited, Barat. Just I don't know if I could send him the link here. Could you send it to him?
Wait,
I might have to.
Is he going to come on?
He might. You might have to send it to him with my shoddy setup.
All right, I'll do it.
We'll see if he'll actually show. We'll put the ball in his corner while you do that. Yes, and we talked about this a little bit last week, right? With the every 2 weeks, and then obviously AEW is doing AEW things, so that we watch that too, and that gets factored in. But this weekend alone, if you are an avid watcher of professional wrestling, you had SmackDown and Against All Odds on Friday. You had Money in the Bank. You had Worlds Collide. there's a lot of stuff. And then boom, we're already into the Night of Champions talk. You know, it just doesn't stop, and it's just a consistent stream of wrestling, which is nice. But at some point, you know, every Saturday it feels like for the whole summer's booked with something.
It is.
And it's like, you know, every Saturday and every Sunday, and TKO, whether, you know, however you want to spin it or not, is obviously trying to make back some money. I had plenty of people on the internet this week telling me that they're not in debt, but every good business, every corporation is in debt, which I thought was a weird thing to tell me. Like, they're not in debt. Look at all these companies that are in debt. They're only $3 billion in debt. That's nothing. Where did we come as a society where $3 billion of debt is nothing?
Bro, it's fucking imaginary.
Yeah.
This is all fucking nonsense.
Yeah.
Everything is nonsense.
Yeah, so obviously they're doing what they can to make money back, and it's a lot. Like, oh man, and then these 4-hour AEW shows, man. Oof.
I didn't make it. I didn't make it through last night.
Like,
I didn't make it through.
And and it's nothing. It was a fine show.
I thought the first two. I tell him I sent it on Twitter.
All right, I'll tell
He
him.
needs to check his Twitter DMs. He's just blowing you up right now.
He's mad.
Yeah, he's gonna come on and yell at you. Is what he's gonna do, or he's gonna yell about taking off the.
We'll talk about the Pacers.
But,
maybe he'll want to talk about. Yeah,
we'll talk some basketball with him. He knows ball. You know.
Well, you know, again at the end of the day, I think we're complaining about. I think there's more wrestling's good, but
yes, of course,
it's a lot.
Yeah, yeah.
Was this week's 4-hour show better than last?
Okay. So this is gonna be
hot take, controversial.
Okay. So this is gonna be a little bit different for me because I thought, yes, I think Asian Joe kind of nailed it. The dynamite
portion
was as good as last week's. I actually thought that this dynamite was a little bit better than last week's, but they were both amazing. But I thought this week's Collision was better. But it was both. All right, all right. We're just doing this. We're doing this. He's gonna yell at you.
No, he's not.
Do you see his name? Do you see his name here?
I mean, isn't that everybody? Aren't you everyone's favorite? What's
Hello.
What's up, Barat Garani? What are you doing here? I got your face off the screen, and then you want it. What do you want?
You can't get rid of me, though.
I know you're just, oh, man.
You guys talking that you don't like the photo for this poster?
Don't say you guys.
I'm saying I don't like it.
You edited this, did you not?
No,
Come on.
no, I did not. This
came from the HR department.
Came from the HR department.
Who's HR? Give me a name.
Sandy.
Who's Sandy?
Sandy's the HR lady. She's wonderful. She listened to me. She listens to me and values my opinion as an employee of Love Wrestling, and understood that seeing your face was causing me traumatic stress.
Come on, you don't like the mustache?
I do. I personally do.
Oh, so what do you want? What are you doing here? You're mad that we put my face over yours, or what?
Yeah, you covered my face. I had to come show it to the people.
And the numbers dropped immensely when you came on.
That's not
double.
That's probably not true. That's probably not true. That's not nice.
I don't even need to see the numbers to know.
That's not nice. That's not nice.
Not nice or not? Is it factually correct? I don't know.
No, it's not nice. That's not nice. Listen, guys, we don't have to fight. We don't have to argue. I know you two got a long history.
Yeah.
Of going at each other.
It's okay.
It is.
I'll be tuning in next show just to see that poster behind you, Pluggo.
Oh,
she said she's going to do it. She said in the chat she's going to do
that.
It's not happening. I listen. I've let a lot. I love my wife. Happy wife, happy life. But if that happens, we could have marital problems at the Pluggo household.
She'll be happy.
She'll be happy, but I won't be. Happy spouse, happy house, right, Barat?
No.
No? As a married individual, you don't believe in your happiness is important in the household?
As long as she's happy, I'm happy.
Yeah, but if that's how we got to get her happy, that's a problem.
I'm doing something right. I just hit 11 years, man.
I was gonna say, you just hit anniversary and birthday in the same week.
Oh yeah, they're 2 days apart. So the
that.
birthday's not important.
Listen,
I mean, I agree.
all right. Well, while you're here, you are a big basketball fan.
Yes, sir.
You watch as a crappy team, but you know.
Listen, that's between you two. I watch a team that I just lost my star player for a year and a half. So great. All right. So finals, we're 3 games in. I think shockingly a bit. Indiana's up 2-1. Handled business last night to go up 2-1 in their first home game of the series. How are we feeling about the finals so far?
I like the Pacers, man. I have for a while. Right around All-Star, I said they're the dark horse in the East in this big. I'm in like a big 20-person keepers draft league for fantasy and whatnot.
Yeah.
I traded for Hallie. I think they're definitely were a dark horse, and now they're proving it. They played team ball. OKC, they swept my team. So, I mean, they got SGA and Lou Dort, so I like my Canadians, but
yeah,
I can't cheer for them. Every time I think they swept us. Pacers are playing good ball right now, though, and the fact that they got like 5 or 6 comebacks down 15 to 20 points, which is ridiculous.
Yeah,
I've watched every single game they've come back to, so I've just been like lucky, but it's been good ball.
Yeah,
they're scrappy and they never quit, man. They're a great tag team. Yeah,
I don't count OKC out though.
No, I mean, look at it. It's crazy because I think that's the series right there. Is Indy plays really good fundamental basketball, and you know it's not. You know, I think Halliburton's the best player, but he doesn't necessarily like light up the stat sheet. He's not that type of best player. Like he'll have nights where he goes off and he'll drop 30, but he's not like they just move the ball around. The best guy is the open guy. And they got 6 or 7 guys that can, you know, Miles Turner will go off for a little bit. Then it'll be Neesmith. And then they got McConnell last night was the guy that he changed everything in that game last night.
Mather had a game off the bench. Obi Toppin comes in right when he needs to.
Yeah. And
Siakam keeps it steady.
Yeah, he's great for them. What a trade they made there last year. Like he's been great for them. And they're really well coached. Rick Carlisle is a great coach. He has finals experience. He's won a championship before. I just think that those are the advantages they have. Like I would think Oklahoma City is the more talented team for sure.
They're younger,
but they're younger. Exactly. Well, Pluggo was asking like, hey, you know, if they lose this when they've been the favorite, can we start talking about how they're cursed for the Seattle Supersonics?
Nah, I could see them easily winning 65 to 70 games next year and being.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think they'll do this for a few years.
But I'm saying it doesn't matter if you don't win the championship.
No, but their mistake was they went small to match Indiana. They took Hartenstein out of the starting lineup, and Carson Wallace is in there. They should have played big. That was their identity. It got them here, and they changed up. Indiana didn't change.
Yeah, so I'm hoping that they make some adjustments because I do think that he's great at Hartenstein, so like he needs to play. And I understand going to play small because you can think you can compete that way, but how about you're just ridiculously bigger than them and you smother them?
First team to make the change usually loses.
Yeah.
As soon as you go towards your play style, your opponent, you're giving up.
Yeah. Yeah. Pluggo, are you all right? Are you're having a bad time right now?
His Rockets are gone.
What?
And he finally predicted we would win last month, and I broke the curse by winning.
You did.
I am damned if I do with you, damned if I don't. If I don't pick you, I'm a hater. If I pick you, then I'm trying to jinx you. Make it make sense.
No, it's the way you predict it, okay? It's not if you do pick us or not.
Listen, I think the Indiana Pacers are a great team. They remind me a lot of Nasty Nate Nixon and White Shirt William Taylor. They're a well-oiled machine, and they're scrappy, and they fight hard.
So they're going to come up short? They're not winning the finals?
No, they're winning it. Oh, don't worry. They're coming. They're coming back and winning that.
Wait, are you still talking about okay, are you still talking about okay. Oh, no.
What happened to Nate and those guys? Come on. You thought they had a chance?
Actually, yes, I did.
I don't even know. I don't even know who's next, but they don't have a chance either. I don't even care who's against us this month. Okay.
I listen. I will
Very
ask
confident.
you. I did notice, and we'll get to that super chat in a second. But I did notice that Sinner and Sane are making their way to LPW 38,
Yeah.
but they are avoiding you and going for Mars.
100%. You think they want to wrestle us? Do you think Mars and Thickness want to wrestle us?
Are you saying that Judas Icarus and Travis Williams are afraid of you?
100%. They've gotten titles in every promotion, and then they come back to LPW, the one the one promotion we have run the tag team division in, and they go call out the Short Kings, who have had 1 or 2 tag team matches. No one really cares in LPW as a team.
Okay.
Come on.
Are we angling for a triple threat here?
No, because then they could just pin each other. They won't beat us.
Oh, so you're afraid to take on all comers?
Easy if they deserve it, but none of them deserve it yet. Sinner and State have done everything everywhere else.
Fair. I like it. Look at it. You can't hate the confidence, Pluggo.
Well, he just said he doesn't want to do the triple threat because he's afraid of the outcome. But
I just said they can pin each other.
Right. So, but if not, if you take care of business, so you are a little bit worried.
We take care of business. We're your only 2-time LPW tag team champion.
Is that actually true? Is that actually true?
It's 100% true.
Oh
boy!
Jesus.
See what you did, Pluggo? You see what you did, Pluggo?
Right.
Speaking of my partner,
because now he has his tag team partner.
What is this? I'm about to shout out to Auntie Collins for the super chat for the kitty fund before we get yelled at by
Pluggo
the king of the Timu, Sheiky baby.
Yes, thank you, Auntie. We appreciate that.
Listen, my beef isn't with Sheik. I actually think Sheik does a lot for.
You just were talking about us losing our tag team titles in a triple threat.
No, you were talking about getting pinned, or the other two pinning each other, and you losing them by not being involved. So that's on you for not being involved.
Hi.
Hi, Sheik. How are you
doing, Sheik? How are you?
I'm good. I was having a nap, and then I woke up to this.
Oh boy, I did not know that you were gonna. I would have told you to stay asleep with these two going bad each other here.
Well, I mean, B-Rat's not wrong. They couldn't beat us, so they pinned the other team.
That is true.
Right,
and then
right.
they ducked us for I don't know how long.
There you go.
But I'm saying, would you like Sinner and Saint and you and the Short Kings to all have a triple threat? And Barat saying no, he's scared of the outcome of them pinning each other and him, you guys losing your titles because it would be.
I'm just saying I'd much rather beat them both individually 1 month in a row. Okay.
I like that.
I
You would
agree
think
with that, but we already beat.
Yeah.
No, we beat Sickness, but I mean, we would beat.
Oh, we took the
actually, I
titles
think
off
we
of that
beat
guy.
them both many a times before already.
Yeah.
So we took it from Zoe and whatever, but we've beaten them a bunch of times, single and whatever. So it's all the same.
Yeah, it's fair. Is there any team on the roster that you guys are looking forward to crossing paths with now? Once again, being, is it just all comers? Like, does it matter? Or
obviously not.
Door is wide open.
Unless it's a triple threat.
We're calling out individual teams here, okay? Everyone gets a fair chance to get an ass beating, okay? No hiding behind other teams.
Doesn't matter. Yeah.
I like it.
Make it a tag team gauntlet match. Let them all come out one by one. All you want.
That'd be fun.
Would you enter the gauntlet first?
Oh, would be there first, of course. We're not those types of guys that want to be last. Come on.
Okay.
We're jacked and juicy for a reason.
I love it. See, Pluggo, I don't know why.
Doesn't matter to me. We'll take on anybody.
Yeah.
You don't know why what?
I admire the confidence. I admire it. Doesn't mean it's going to produce results.
It has so far, though.
Listen, I just got people with Brett.
Who do you want to see us face? Both of you. Name a team.
I would have loved to see the Sinner and Saint match.
Yes, that would have been
sticks
cool.
out
to me a lot. That one sticks out to me a lot.
I would like every tag team in Canada to take a shot at you and take those titles off of you. So anybody in Canada, just come on out, open challenge it. You guys just announced it.
Well,
I'm immediately rooting for any team that wrestles you.
Except for Nate and White Shirt, who you rooted against.
Yeah. I shouldn't have. Maybe I should have picked them to win. Maybe things would have been different.
Yeah. Here's the thing, though. I know he usually ends up picking against you, Barat. But
just you. Sheik does all the work, gets the pin. You get the credit. It's part of the deal.
Try to take them off, okay?
Oh no!
Listen, you've hitched your wagon to a great star that is Sheik over here. What do you want from me?
Well,
yeah, I can't argue with that because she's a hell of a wrestler. Okay?
You can't lose them all with Sheiky Baby in your corner.
No,
that's all I'm saying.
We win a lot more than we lose.
Sure.
So I don't get
What?
Pluggo's just a hater. At least he hates one half of this
what do you
take.
got against B-Rat?
Yeah, that's what I'm still trying to figure out.
What's B-Rat got against me? This has been going on for years.
I welcomed you to the Jacked and Juicy army.
Still waiting on my shirt to arrive.
This guy. You got to tell us your color and your size, okay? And maybe like JPJ, who came and actually visited everybody.
I did.
You might come see everybody out here.
I did. I do think the beards need to make their way up there together at one point, I would think.
Yeah. I always tell people that's an expensive venture for old Pluggo. I got 2 new kittens. What do you want me to do? I'm broke. They're expensive. That's why we got this for the kitty fund for Monty Collins.
Yeah.
There you go. That's $10 towards your flight.
$10 towards my flight out there. I'm afraid if I go out there, somebody's going to hit me with a chair.
Oh, somebody's definitely hitting you with a chair.
At least you'll return looking better.
Whoa! Wow, you're hitting me in the face?
Where else?
Now we're doing headshots? Is that what we're doing?
Wow, we're just doing. Jeez.
Good lord.
Sheik, you buy anything cool off of Temu lately?
No, I stopped buying shit off online.
That's probably a good thing.
Probably a smart thing to do. It's getting wild out there.
In this economy.
Yeah, I mean, it was fun for a while, but then I just have all this shit that I'm never going to use. So it starts throwing it away.
What was the highlight purchase, if you don't mind me asking?
Those ties you guys wear to the
Those ties are pretty sweet, man. I didn't get them off Temu, but yeah, I like those ties, the vests.
Yeah, I do like that get up.
Even a hater like me was like, they look sharp.
I just bought them. I bought them for no reason, really, and then I just started wearing all the dumb shit I buy. But I don't know. I don't know what the best purchase was, but actually, I bought a good one. It is I bought a back hair shaver.
Hell yeah!
Long handle.
Nice.
Works great.
Oh, what? I'm not good enough to be your back shaver anymore.
That's dedication.
Yeah.
Come
Have
on,
you shave his back for real?
Of course. Didn't you see the video we shared? It has me shaving his back and everything.
Did you nick him? Did you nick him up? Is that why?
No, I'm nice. That's my partner. We got to go out there looking good and defend these titles.
There you go.
That's a true friend right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But sometimes you got to do it yourself, and now you got an extra long handle, and it works. It's good to go. Is this how you do it? You have to do it that way, yeah.
Well, some of it, yeah. You got to curve your back because you got dips and
Oh,
shit. You just
got
gotta, it's like brushing your teeth, but on your back, kind of, because you can't just go one swipe because it doesn't work like that. Yeah.
Are you using like an actual Is it like a different type of razor you got to use or something, or is it just a regular looking clipper razor? That's crazy.
I've never shaved my back.
Yeah.
So I can't reach it. I'm not jacked and juicy. I'm just juicy.
It's 3 razors that you put in a thing and then whatever.
It's pretty fancy.
Yeah.
It's pretty fancy. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say I don't know what to say.
There.
I like these new graphics though.
Did you see
So
the
that's
graphic at the bottom right, Sheik?
Yeah,
That's what
this
they're
is the
doing.
real. All right, okay. So this is the real reason why Barack came on here, Sheik. Is last week, PLUGGO filed a complaint with HR because of the banner that we have normally is this fine-looking one with you two gentlemen.
Yeah.
And PLUGGO filed a complaint because he was upset that he had to stare at Barack's face for
Yeah,
a
you're
month
fine,
straight.
Sheik. You look good.
He did not mention. I'm being just transparent. He did not mention you, Sheik. This was strictly because of what's going on between these other two. And so he filed a complaint with HR. I talked to HR over the week. I said I respect PLUGGO's opinion. I have no beef with these gentlemen, but I don't want to hear him whining about it every week.
Yeah.
So what can we do to help him? And then they said when we worked out this.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
And yes. And then he was like, "Give me the link. I'm pissed. I need to come on." I said, "All right." He requested that we send it to you, and that's how we're here. So that's why.
If it makes you guys feel better, this is the first graphic I've ever had issues with in LPW history.
We've been on graphics before, but this is the thing that I have a problem with is that they put PLUGGO's face over mine. Like they could.
You finally look good.
I think that was intentional. I do think there was some intent behind that.
We got to talk to Sandy at HR, Sheik. That's who we're looking for.
Sandy in HR is who PLUGGO talked to. Apparently, a wonderful woman. But yeah, you want to look for her. But so that's the reason why
you won't be able to get a hold of her this weekend. She's taking a long weekend because she's got a lot of stuff going on. She's going to be going to Home Depot, maybe Bed Bath and Beyond. She's not sure if there's going to be enough time, but she'll be back Monday.
We just let Sandy know there's going to be more graphics with these beautiful faces. Okay,
the ones in the corner there.
Yeah, and just so you guys know, this is not how it's going to be on on the rest of the Love Wrestling shows. Your beautiful faces will be down there. Just because of PLUGGO's complaint. This is the only
So here's a question, PLUGGO. What would it take for you to not hate my partner here?
Oh wow.
Where first of all, where does this animosity come from?
I don't know. You have to ask him. He started it.
It's because he's a Rockets fan and I'm a Disney fan too.
So start over basketball.
Well, it starts on the two. Well, he's always just cheered against us this week, and I just called him out. He's always picking us to lose, man.
I have a job to do where it requires that I make picks and I, use my journalistic integrity and I make picks and you don't like them. That sounds like a you problem.
It sounds like you're not good at your job because we're always winning and so you're betting against us. So
you're winning now. You weren't early on and he hated it.
Well,
two times dating
test. But
that's a lot of wins.
Yeah. So I mean,
you could apologize to me, but he doesn't have to.
Because of you, LPW even made us wrestle like a month and a half ago.
Because of
I believe that was probably your fault. You're doing who set that entrance order up.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. Because Spencer, or whoever's in charge over there, totally listens to me.
You probably been telling Spencer, hey, I like this new setup. If these guys win, make them wrestle each other.
No,
I'll stop blowing the budget. That's probably what you said.
Never in a million
I don't
years.
think PLUGGO has that much pull.
I don't have that much pull. Your graphics wouldn't have even made it to the last week.
Yeah,
listen, I've said it. I've even written it. You've read it. You read everything. I think you're in love with me. I think that's part of it. You read everything that I write. I've said that you guys are one of the most well-oiled machines in LPW. I just root for you to lose because you're mean to me.
When did you say that?
Oh, I've said it.
I've only heard your negative stuff.
See, when I say nice things, he doesn't see those. It's just the negative stuff. I don't know how LPW 38's prediction is going to go because I don't even know who you're wrestling.
Yeah, it's only a couple weeks away now. Still don't know who you're fighting. Hopefully we find out soon.
Does that bother you that you have no time to prepare and you're just going to go in there blind?
No, that means our opponents don't have a chance to get ready to take these titles from the most dominant tag team.
Yeah, I mean, I could care less. I usually find out once I get there.
Nice.
See,
that's a good attitude. Yeah, that's a good attitude.
It doesn't matter, right? If you're good enough for whatever, you don't need to prepare. You're just always ready. And
And when you said prepare for the most dominant tag team, were you talking about TFA and Stephen Crow?
Okay.
Who?
See, this is what he does.
They don't even
This is
team
what he does.
anymore.
This is
He's
what he
an
does.
instigator. That's all
Yeah,
you
this is
do.
what-
And then you play the victim and you're like, oh, B-Rat's picking on me. Blah, 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 blah. Hey, you guys are shit. You
Yeah.
guys suck. Oh, what did I say?
I didn't say you sucked. I never
See,
said that.
We're having
That
a decent.
never- that
We were
never
having a
happened.
decent moment there, having some honest answers, and then he just,
But those guys don't even team anymore, and they're still a
But
tag team in your mind.
you said dominant, so I'm assuming overall. You said most dominant in LPW. I'm assuming overall
Yeah.
counts. It counts, right? If we were talking basketball, we'd be like the Celtics and Lakers are the two most dominant franchises in
No,
history.
we're not 60. We're not 70 here, okay?
The Warriors are still a most dominant. It's a overall mark. I don't know.
Talking about current today.
Current. Yes, you guys have the championships. Yes, you are the champions. Yes, you are good. But I just think there's other teams that are better.
Who?
Everybody.
Everybody.
see,
We'll see. I don't know who you're wrestling. I can't really make it. I picked you to win last month.
Yeah, that was because you're finally smartening up.
Yeah, you're still
hopefully
mad
do
at
the same
me.
thing this month.
We'll
what if he
see.
becomes your good luck charm, though?
He was every time he picked against us, we won, and then when he picked us, we finally broke his curse because whenever he'd pick us, we'd lose.
Yeah.
You know.
So I can understand why you would think that he had something to do with it then, just the way that was going.
Yeah, it was
So,
a jinx.
Yeah.
Bad curse.
Fair. But he actually picked you and you won. So what if the curse is reversed?
There's no curse. We're just gonna keep winning, JPJ. We're gonna.
I
hold on
know
these
this.
titles.
I know this. So
Count. How high can you count, Pluggo? That's how many days we're gonna hold these titles.
wow.
12?
That doesn't surprise me.
Well,
No months for you. That's how many months.
Oh, now it's months.
12 months. That's fine. That'd be good. That'd be a nice
You
run.
said days.
That'd be a nice run. That'd be a nice run. 12
I can
months.
count to 7 if I take my shoes off.
There we go. There we go.
there you go.
Oh, Joe. Sheik, I'm sorry they woke you up for this.
That's okay.
Unbelievable.
It's entertainment.
Yeah.
It is.
It
is.
We are very entertaining.
You guys gonna make up now? Can you guys make up so we can be friends
Yeah,
now?
I want to hear you guys say one nice thing.
Yeah,
about
can you
other.
each say one nice thing about each other?
It's-
Pluggo.
Don't
Hey,
rush to
I'll
start.
go first. Pluggo, you have a really nice looking body in that promo picture on the bottom right.
Well, Barat, you have a really beautiful face in that promo picture on the right.
Thank you.
Does that count?
Yeah, I at least
Does that
say
count?
thank you. He doesn't even accept my.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Does that count?
I don't think that was. No,
I
I
don't-
wouldn't say it counts.
Hey,
I don't think that counts either.
I've told this guy the Jacked and Juicy Army is more than willing to accept him, and we have room on the bandwagon for him whenever he's ready to hop on. I'll be the first to welcome you, Pluggo, with a big hug.
See, it sounds like a setup, like a trap.
No, come on. It'll be like when I hug my kid. You'll be like down in my chest down here, and I'll just pat you on the head too, and they'll be cute.
I mean, they are tall.
They are tall.
They are tall.
I'm not as
individuals.
tall as
They're both very tall.
Yeah, I'm definitely not 6'5".
Yeah,
Yep.
very
Cheek,
tall.
you're 6'5", right, as well?
No,
Or
I'm
taller.
well, I keep growing, and so does B-Rat.
Yeah,
You guys are still
they're very
growing,
tall. They're both very tall individuals.
Stats, but no.
7'2", huh?
Yeah.
I'll think about joining the Jack to Juicy Army, but I don't know. I mean,
I'm already there. I'm already in the army.
JPJ's been here.
I've been here.
Yeah.
I've been there.
see, he's taking your guys' side, leaving me out here,
Listen.
making me look like to be the bad guy.
No, not at
You
all.
make yourself out to be the bad guy.
See, Sheik's a real guy. He just tells it how it is, man.
Sheik just-
That's how he sees it.
He ain't messing around.
I've never had problems with Sheik. I don't got no problems with Sheik. This isn't about us, Sheik. It's about being Barat here.
Yeah, I know. But I got to stand up for my partner. What kind of teammate would I be if I should?
My partner's telling me he's part of the Jack the Juicy Army, so I don't know.
I like look at you are my part. Look at listen, we would get our asses kicked, but if it came down to it, I'd be scrapping next to you. All right?
Maybe
I'm just trying to prevent that from happening. That's all I'm trying to do.
Don't worry, guys. If we had a tag match, we would make it our goal to hit PLUGGO with the Red Rum and not JPJ. Okay.
I don't know if you guys could get me up. I'm a big boy.
Oh, they could get you up.
But
I could get you up.
Yeah,
Don't
she
worry.
could get
It's
you.
Sheik.
She could get you.
That's Sheik Shabazz you're talking to.
Yeah,
Movie
she
star.
could get you. Yeah, he get you. He get you. Yeah, that's all. That's all. A PLUGGO.
You had a Barrett. You had a birthday recently. That was nice.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
I hope it went well.
He just said it didn't matter earlier on. He said it didn't matter because his
What?
anniversary was 2 days later.
Nice here. You asked me to make nice. I'm trying to extend an olive branch here.
No, I like it. I like it.
It's better than the last year when he flamed me on my birthday and somebody was mad.
Wait, who got mad?
Some random person was like, "Why would you say that to him on his birthday?"
There's a bunch of petty insults, I think, something along those
It was
lines.
real bad. It was like, "Hope you stub your toe. Hope you have I hope the cake is dry." It's just like,
Good times.
that was funny. I'll give
Yeah,
him
that was good.
You're all
That was
right, I guess, for Macaroni.
All right, that's progress. We'll call that
We're
progress.
getting there. I'll
And
take
then
it.
baby
Baby
steps.
steps, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Baby steps. Progress is the way it goes.
Next thing you know, you'll be holding hands and skipping in the sunset.
Well, if we ever get back out to Edmonton, that we will film
He'd
it.
have to be
We'll
dragging
film
me behind. He's so tall.
I'll be on my knees and we'll be walking.
Probably have to be looking up to him like it's like a little. Like a
Be
little
one of
kid in the
those-
mo- like
one of those-
it'll look like a little kid in the movie. Like, all right,
I just
yeah,
get off.
let's
I
go.
just get off the plane and meet you at the airport, and I'm just running to you.
The
And,
Baywatch run. You do the Baywatch run.
I'll come pick you up if you show up.
and then you hit me with a chair.
No, that's probably one of the other LBW wrestlers that you probably made enemies out of so far.
Our whole first year and a half, the Rads were making our lives live in hell on a weekly basis.
Who have I ever upset the LPW roster?
JPJ just said an entire.
Correct.
I still maintain that was more them than us. They stole our gimmick.
That's
None of them have a beard.
Yeah, no, the fireworks. It was the fireworks.
The sparklers was
The
our gimmick.
sparklers was our gimmick. We did the sparklers first here, and then all of a
We
sudden
had to have a
wound
whole
up as
we had to
part-
have a whole summit about that, and we
Yeah.
had to put that to bed.
because listen, I love you, PLUGGO, but because PLUGGO was an instigator, he made it. You know, it got to levels. It got
So
to high
now
levels.
that we're making up, you're gonna pick on somebody else.
That's usually how it goes. It'll take some time.
Maybe
But
I'll grow. Maybe I'll grow from this, and I won't pick on anybody.
Maybe you will grow.
Who should I pick on next if I was going to pick on somebody?
Yes.
How
How
about
about
that? Who do you guys want me to
what
move
would you
on
want
to?
us to pick on?
Constantly nag.
Yeah, on the
Yeah.
LPW
Poke at
roster.
him.
If you guys could pick anybody.
One of the Blaze brothers or Crow brothers. Go after those guys. Annoy them.
Well, MRB already has a
Yeah,
problem with PLUGGO. That's probably
MRB
another
is-
one high on
yeah.
the list. He doesn't like PLUGGO.
So
already.
far, Stephen Crow has been. I haven't been on his bad side yet, but Michael Richard Blaze, absolutely.
Get on Steven's bad side.
Why? What did Stephen do?
No, because he'll pop me on what he says back to you.
Ah, okay. Sheik, what about you? Who should I? If I move on and give the curse of PLUGGO to another team or another wrestler, who should?
Oh, the curse definitely on Steven, especially if I wrestle him for that title. Come on.
That's fair.
I don't know. All of them, but us.
Oh,
I like it.
All right.
Karen, go after TFA.
Oh, come
Oh,
on
no,
now.
no,
You
TFA
know,
is a girl. We can't.
she's the
We
third
can't.
beard.
Yeah, we can't. She's the
The
honorary
show,
third
the
beard.
show might cease to exist if that became a beef.
Can't believe I forgot about that.
Yeah, she's our girl. Sorry. That's one. Listen, we know, but that's one we can't do.
Man, we
can't make that one happen.
Come on now. See now
You're a
you're
girl.
Not man.
She's
of my word.
she's the honorary third beard.
You know,
Yeah.
we gotta keep it. We gotta keep it 100.
Gotta keep it. Yeah. Anyone
She
else?
looks like she can grow one.
Look at. She's been on the show. Colored one in. Colored one in.
Yeah,
Understood the assignment.
right.
Yeah, no. In all, I want to. You guys are based in Edmonton, that area. I know you're.
Yeah.
Are you hockey fans at all? Because I know that's a big thing going on right now in the city. I know the city is kind of feeling a certain way about how the series is going, but I know you're a big basketball guy, Brett. But are you paying attention to that as well, being in Edmonton and with that going on?
A little bit. My team's not in it. I'm more a Canucks fan.
Oh,
It's unfortunate. They ruin their city when they lose.
Used to
Yeah.
disappointment.
Again, I want the Oilers to win because they're a Canadian team.
yeah, that's fair.
We need the cup back up here.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, that was a rough one. The last game, that was a rough one. But
That was bleeding.
the first two games were like classics, though. The first two games were like, oh,
Double OT and
yeah,
normal.
this is incredible. This is such incredible games. And then the last one was just like, what a dud. What a dud that was. But I assume the city is kind of going nuts with all that stuff happening.
Oh,
So,
yeah. Oilers flags everywhere. The amount of guys I've seen with actual oil rigs and flags sticking out the back of their trucks, it's ridiculous.
yeah. How do you think the city will do if they pull it off?
I'll avoid it.
Honestly, I think they're gonna riot whether they win or they lose. People here
Well,
lose their fucking mind.
Last year, obviously, in defeat, were there problems after they lost last year?
Yeah, well, even when they win, there's problems. Like,
Yeah.
there was. I remember, like, even in the paper, they had a picture of like the tent. There's a street in Edmonton called White Ave where there's all these bars and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
They had White Ave's 10 biggest offenders, and they took their picture from like security cameras and posted them online, seeing if people could figure out who they were. So the
Jesus.
cops would go after them.
Yeah. Wow.
Interesting.
Hot damn. Hot damn.
Hockey talk.
Pluggo's not a hockey guy. He's not a hockey guy.
I'm not a hockey guy either, but everybody that I hang out with talks about it, so I pretend to know what's going on.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
whatever.
I get it. I get it.
But yeah, I mean, it would be cool if they did win because they're always in the playoffs, and then last year they made it and lost, and then
Yeah.
I don't know, to do it to the same team would be kind of embarrassing. But if they won, I mean, I can only imagine how many of the guys I know would go get an Oilers tattoo.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like, that's what it is, right? Like, so it's like the vibe in the city. It would just lift the city. Like, everyone would be feeling good. It'd be like, hell yeah! All right, we're champions and something. Yeah, the tattoos, people would be doing a bunch of stuff. Like, that's like just uplifts the whole vibe of the city when that type of stuff happens. I assume there'd be a massive parade at some point.
Oh, they'll have a parade for
Where
sure.
millions of people, like 1 million people, would show up or whatever.
Did you go to the parade?
Nope. No, sir. I live outside of Edmonton, just beside you, and I avoid it as much as I can. I hate the city.
Not a city guy?
No, sir. I like a small town.
Yeah,
There you go.
there you go. I like it.
I like that too.
I like it.
I get it. I'm not a big town guy either. There you go. Look at us.
We're bonding. Hey, look at us go.
This is lit us. It's fun.
And if the Pacers win, we'll have something else to cheer for.
Yeah, we'll have to
Speaking
talk
of which, I
about it.
know this isn't the place or time, but B-Rat, the Fitz hit me up today, and he said he found a place where you can get all you can eat wings for $25. And once his
This is a
dental
good
surgery's
night.
healed, he wants to go. You, me, and whatever.
Let's go. Get our summer bods going.
$25 all you can eat wings. That's a steal.
The steal.
I'd have to shut
That's
that,
a great deal.
They'd shut that place down if I showed up.
So $25 wings. There's all it to tell me that is like the right place anytime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a fat, skinny kid. Is what people don't understand.
Yeah. I'm a fat kid.
I devour
Yeah.
food.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm a fat kid.
I could smash some wings.
I had friends like that, though, that would eat as much as me, and they weighed like half I did. And I was like, I want you to die.
Do you know
So
how
that's-
hard it
that's
is
how I
for me
looked.
to
I was like,
gain weight?
Don't talk to me like that.
But
You know how
it's
easy it is for me? I
problem.
could gain weight by looking at food. I could gain weight by looking at food. That's how easy it is for me to gain weight.
Oh man,
Don't
I
tell
eat,
me.
I eat and I eat and I eat and I get on the scale and I'm like down 5 pounds. I'm like, the fuck is going on?
That's unbelievable. Oh,
It really is.
that makes
Must
me.
be nice, man.
It's not. It's a
Now-
real problem.
now
when
we're
you try
not
to be
bonding.
jacked
We're
and
going
beefy.
It's because you guys are tall. It's because you guys are
It
tall.
might be it.
I'm short and compact.
When we go for wings, I'll take photos of how much we all eat.
Please do. And then when me and
man.
Pluggo finally get up there as a duo,
We'll take you.
we'll all go out for wings.
Tag
Can
team match.
we agree on that right now that we will sign a treaty, a
Let's
truce,
go.
and we will all get some wings and beers and wings
What's
and
your
drinks.
go-to flavor of wings?
Listen, I have a very controversial take. I am not a buffalo guy at all.
Me either.
Okay. People have like fucking gave me a dirty look like I was a criminal when I've told them that before. I'm not I like spicy though, but I'm not a buffalo guy.
Ranch or blue cheese?
I can do both, but I prefer ranch. But I can do
Blue
both.
cheese.
I can do both.
Ranch.
I prefer
Blue
ranch.
cheese on a bone-in wing. It's blue cheese all the way.
The
But
blue cheese is the original wing dipping thing.
Wingstop ranch, though, I'll drink that by the gallon.
Hey, blue cheese is so gross. Pluggo, if we went for wings and you ordered blue cheese, I would throw you out.
Oh wow.
Blue cheese is pretty bad. Sorry, guys.
No, look, I said I could do both, but I would take ranch.
In the chat, let us know blue cheese or ranch.
I like a good it has to be well done though, because I've had shitty ones, but a good honey barbecue.
Yeah.
I can fuck with.
Yeah.
If I'm not feeling like a thick sauce, I do like the oh my god, I just the Parmesan, balsamic Parmesan, or the Italian kind of vibe there.
Yeah.
Garlic Parmesan I could do.
The garlic parm,
Yeah. So all right. So where I live, it's a small town in Massachusetts. We have a famous wing spot, like it's been on like Boston TV, like known for their wings, and they have a PB&J wing.
What?
That is they're famous for. So it's a bone-in. You can get, first of all, if it's not bone-in, it's not a fucking wing.
No, it's
all
chicken.
right. Don't call it a wing.
Get out of my
It's a
face.
chicken nugget.
It's a nugget or a tender. All right. It's not. It's only a wing if there's a fucking bone in it. All right.
True.
Okay. Sorry, guys. Hate to tell you. So it's a peanut sauce. So the wing is in a peanut sauce, a Thai peanut sauce, and then there's a raspberry compote on top of it.
That sounds good. The peanut
Right.
sauce. I thought you just meant like legit peanut butter.
No, but see, because it's at they call it the PB&J wing, and it's like fucking famous. Like people travel for it. It's that type of. And this is like a wings place that has like 45 different sauces. They have a sauce of the month that they whip up that's different all the time. So like, yeah, that place is legit. But the PB&J wing, but yeah, I would say a honey barbecue would be my go-to.
Pluggo, what's yours?
It depends on what I'm feeling that day, but yeah, like barbecue is usually the way to go for me. I don't like anything overly hot. I don't like to die while I try to eat my wings. So,
nothing worse than that runny nose and you're just trying to eat food. You're like, come on.
The hot honey rub from Wingstop right now is pretty on point over here. Is what we've been smashing on. Me and Mrs. Plugga.
I like hot honey. I'm a fan of honey. What about you guys? What do you got? What's your go-to wing?
Hot honey or any Chipotle dry rub.
No, Chipotle is good too.
But I'm like heavy on the ranch. Yeah, okay. I'm a heavy dipper.
Yeah.
Blue cheese, man.
What about you, Sheik? What's the go-to wing?
Well, I usually get a lot, so it's usually
it's like all of them.
It's usually like I'll get salt and pepper, mango habanero, or pineapple habanero. I'll get spicy garlic barbecue, and then I usually pick a flavor that I never tried before, just to see if I'd like it or not. But there's a place close to my house, and honestly, if you guys came, I'd take you to it. They have like 50 flavors of wings.
Hell yeah.
Saucy ones, dry rub, everything. It's like pretty good price for them, and then lots of beer, lots of whatever.
Hell yeah, that sounds like sounds like my kind of establishment.
There's a place called Winging It out here too, and they got like 100 flavors. It's like their thing. They have a good spicy dill.
Yeah, spicy dill.
Yeah.
Ooh,
that would interest me. That would interest me. Just by the thought of it would interest me. I do like.
Scott says PB&J wings. Are they targeting 6-year-olds?
No. Listen.
Do they cut the crust off the wing too?
Wait a minute.
Is it cut diagonally?
First of all, yes. If you're having a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, you cut that shit diagonally. Come on now.
PB&J.
Always diagonally. I don't care what age you are. if you don't like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, you're crazy. What?
Actually, a peanut butter and jam burger is really good too.
Yeah. Peanut butter and
Surprising.
jelly. Like that's an iconic Mount Rushmore sandwich, no matter your age. Peanut butter and jelly. Delicious. You need a quick
What
snack?
flavor of jelly?
I like strawberry. I do a peanut butter and strawberry jam. I don't mind that at all. I like a good old-fashioned grape, though. That's fine.
You know what's good?
Yeah,
Apricot jelly.
Apricot jam, apple. Yeah, it's not
A
bad.
nice berry blend.
A berry blend, yeah. A blackberry jam is very nice as well if you can find a good one.
Homemade plum jam is really good.
Oh, I love plums. Love
Yeah.
plums. See, now I'm hungry. Damn.
Yeah, well, I
This
can
lady
talk
I
about
used
food
to
all
know-
day.
God damn it.
This
I'm
lady
hungry.
I used to know made a jalapeno jam. It was really good.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Pluggo, we should have just talked about food early on, and we
I
would have
do.
been
We've
been
been
good.
fine. We had to have our rivaling basketball teams. It started this whole beef. Well,
Talk about how do you feel about mayo? Because I can put mayo pretty much on anything.
Mayonnaise.
Yeah,
yeah, I like mayo.
I'm
I
pro
even-
mayo. I'm fine with it.
solid.
I'm fine with it.
It's a good condiment. It's a good condiment.
It's a good condiment. It's a good condiment.
I'm anti-ketchup.
Now, when you
I'll
say,
tell
when
you
you
that.
see, that's where we're not gonna
See-
agree. When
See, now this is why you can get on Steven because he's ketchup on everything, and I'm fairly anti-ketchup. You can put on my burger, sure, I don't care, or a hot dog, but like I'm not dipping everything in ketchup.
French fries,
No,
you don't put French
I'm not
fries in ketchup?
fine. No, I don't even like French fries. I'd rather get another burger than French fries.
Save the carbs, man.
I'd rather
Well,
give me a combo, but like give me the little baby burgers you have instead of French fries. I'd rather just order a bunch of burgers.
It's fair.
There you go. But sometimes fries suck, depending on what happens. You can get a bad fry and it can take you out of the meal.
It's true.
Yeah, sometimes they're okay, but it's just a waste of time. Like you said, I'd just rather eat more burgers and save on the carbs.
It's fair.
That's how he stays jacked.
That's the secret. When you go to McDonald's, just don't order the fries.
That McDonald's is oddly enough the place where I feel like if you get a bad batch of fries, it'll ruin the whole meal.
Yep.
It'll
I
ruin
don't
the whole
even. By the
meal.
time I get to it, they're cold because they're so skinny.
Yeah.
String.
Burgers.
Yeah.
We go to McDonald's at midnight when we do our
Well, they usually
shows out of town, and there's 10, 12 of us just walk into a McDonald's at midnight.
We're probably sitting there cold for the last 2 hours.
Yeah. But all the workers see you guys walking in, they're like,
Oh, they
fuck.
tried kicking us out last time.
Yeah, they're like, fuck. All right. Fire up the ovens. Or the
I
grills or
ordered
whatever.
like 4 burgers, man, and like
Yeah.
a big drink and everything.
Yeah,
That cook was just
That
staring you
cook's like,
down.
shit.
He's like, I could take him. Wish
just
he
like
would.
fucking, it's late night, so there's probably like 3 people working, and they're like, "Oh, we're gonna have to make 50 fucking burgers
Oh yeah, they're
in the
driving
next 10 minutes."
and then
Son of a
all of us.
bitch.
And
Yeah,
then, of course, they got to explain to the opener why the
hate it
store's
when we
not
come, 'cause They
clean.
kicked us. They tried to kick us out
yeah.
early last time.
Wait, now just because you showed up, were they like, "We're closed," or
Yeah, because they were about to close the dine-in area, but we're like, we're not staying. Just give us our order and we'll leave. But 12 of us takes a long time.
they knew they were like, "Oh, we're gonna have to stay another whole half hour after this because everything's already shut down."
It's that
clean."
scene in Waiting where it's like, is the kitchen closed? Not
No,
for
who
a
cares?
few minutes.
Yeah, yeah. No,
Mars is a guy that can eat as well, so I respect him. Anyone who can put down food,
Mars is the guy.
he's a garbage bin. Anyone that can't finish food, yo, Mars, you slide it over. It's like me with my kids and my wife. I'm the garbage bin when we go out. Give me your leftovers.
Yeah, we're not taking anything home. I will just eat it here.
No
That's it.
boxes.
No boxes. Just give it to me. I'll finish off the plates.
Trying
and
to
then we'll
save
get
the
hell out of
environment.
here. It's fair. All right, Barat, I need your final. So obviously Indy's up 2-1. How does this series end?
What I think and what I want is 4-2 for Indy, but I think it goes 7. I'm going to
Still
go
with Indy?
still with Indy.
So Indy and 7.
No, sorry. Indy has to win in 6. If it goes back to OKC, OKC's winning it in 7.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
Pacers in 5, baby.
5.
That's way too much. I
Come
can't say that.
Come on.
Hey, home state. Got to root for him.
That's fair. That's fair. Oh,
Pete, who you got winning, Pacers or Thunder? He's got no clue what we're talking about.
No, not a basketball guy at all. No. Cheek.
Fuck if I know. Who cares? I don't watch basketball.
All right, fair.
You just talk about basketball.
Well, Brad said he's got no fucking clue what we're talking about.
He's lost.
And he was right. That's good.
Cheek's thinking about them wings. It might be time to go eat dinner.
It is true. Yeah, it's a couple hours.
No, I don't watch basketball. I don't really watch sports. I'd rather play them than watch them. I don't know.
It's fair. I don't mind.
I just find basketball boring to watch, but
that's fair.
I'll back my partner. I'm sure. Whatever.
See, that's a good
partner.
partner.
Done right.
That's a good partner.
Yeah.
It's all right. I cried when Jason Tatum got injured.
Yeah,
so I was just like, all right, well, there goes that, and next season. So bless.
Something to make injuries just go away, but there's always some kind of injury, and it's just part of sports. It's unfortunate, but
yeah. So that'll be that. But I think the Celtics are going to end up making some big moves, and I feel like there's going to be a lot of Kevin Durant's going to get traded again. It feels like Giannis potential. I feel like there's going to be a lot of movement.
Yeah, they're saying that the big trades are going to be around the draft. So we're looking. I think the 25th is the draft.
Yeah. So I think there's going to be some crazy movements going on in the league, and some stuff's going to shift a little bit, which should be exciting. Although at what point, like Kevin Durant, right? He's one of the best players. Like, he's a great player, one of the best players of all time. How many teams are you going to play for?
1 million.
Come on. For the love of God. I know it's a different time and things are different, and like
the teams give up too much to get it, and it ruins their team.
Yeah, it's just like, man, it's like there's certain guys you look at and you're like, you're an all-time guy. You shouldn't have played for 8 teams. Like, you know, I can understand 2, maybe 3, like 5 or 16. What are we doing? But
he's got to get out of Phoenix. What they did in Phoenix, I don't know why they gave up Ayton. They needed that center, and they got nerfed.
They didn't have any money.
They had Ayton. He played like 8 or 10 games with them, and they were good. Yeah. And then they gave up on him, and they fucking got Nurkic out of all the centers they could have got.
So bizarre.
And Tyus Jones is not a starting point guard. He's a great backup, but that wasn't the right choice to go get either. And then Bradley Beal trade made no sense. Awful trade altogether.
Yeah. But I don't know.
They didn't want to get off his contract.
No. I feel like Durant should. I feel like going to one of the Texas teams is probably the best deal for him. He can go to any one of those 3 teams. I think those are good landing spots.
That's scary. Wemby,
Spurs,
and Fox.
Yeah, Spurs would be scary. If he went to Houston, he would definitely be the leader of that young team, but like he would have a young, good. They'd have to give up, obviously, some of those pieces.
What do they give up, though? Right? They got it. You got to involve
more
Green.
About that than me, maybe.
Green, Whitmore, maybe Brooks or somebody.
Don't do it. I wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
And
then if he
not
goes
for a 37-year-old Kevin Durant that makes $55 million.
I agree. And then if he goes to Dallas, and
that's retarded if he goes to Dallas. They just got awarded that first overall pick for nothing.
I know, but if he goes to Dallas and you're telling me you're going to have Kyrie, AD, Durant, and then you throw Cooper Flag in there, that's a win now. That's a, hey, we're going to win the West now.
Klay Thompson's still there, yeah.
Klay Thompson's still there. Like, that to me is if, and again, Dallas would probably have to give up. I don't know if Dallas would give up. Dallas would have to give up something there.
Probably a Lively. They got to give up one of their young centers.
Yeah, but if you can keep,
and then contracts.
If you can keep that number 1 pick, and you're rolling with Kyrie, AD, KD, and then you get Cooper Flag, and that to me is hey, we're going to be one. If we could be a top 3 to 2, like top 2 seed in the West next year. Trying to win the championship type thing if everyone stays healthy. Now with Anthony Davis, that's almost a guarantee he won't. But the champ is here. The champ is here.
I also think, win or lose, I think OKC is going to be that much better next year.
I agree.
Their guy's going to be a year older. Chet's going to have more freaking weight on his body and know how to use his size. Jalen Williams is insane. Those guys are going to be good for a few years.
100%.
I don't think anyone takes them out. I think they're going to be first in the West again. But if my team can stay healthy, and if the Rockets can stay healthy, I think Rockets got to move on from Freddie. But who do they get? I don't know.
We need shooters in Houston. We got no shooters. We couldn't shoot the ball.
Inconsistent. That's what it is. Inconsistent.
But Durant would help that. He's
I
one of the
just
better shooters of all time.
don't want that whole deal because then that's I don't want it. I love Kevin Durant, but I don't want it. Not now.
It's fair.
I think we just got to get some shooters. Shooters got to shoot. That's what we need.
That's fair. That's fair. All right, boys.
I think the same thing. Yeah.
Yeah, Sheiky, baby. Boys, this was fun. Thank you for coming in, hanging out.
Yeah. See, we ended on a peaceful note. Came in hot.
Well, talking about food and basketball, everything's
There we
peaceful.
go. So now we know. When we come up to Edmonton eventually, we just don't talk about any of the wrestling. We just talk about other things.
There you go.
Basketball, food.
There you go. You're back. You're back in the corner.
Pluggo, where are you from?
South Bend, Indiana. Go Pacers.
Yeah.
Go Irish.
Yeah, and I'm obviously the Boston, Massachusetts. I'm the Massachusetts fellow. So when I was up there last, Sheiky was buying me drinks. Loved it.
Yeah.
He was buying me drinks. I was like, hell yeah.
Always good or bad guy, and I spread the wealth.
Oh, it was unbelievable. He was like, oh, I got you. I was like,
Spread the wealth.
I was like, hell yeah. And then I went out on a night on the town with Larry. And that was a time. And Mark and Michael Allen, Richard Clark. The three of us went out on a night in the town, I believe. After the show on that Friday, we went out, and I did not get back to Larry's apartment until 5:30 in the morning.
That's a good night.
And that is why I was not at Ring Breakdown on Saturday.
Yeah, that was the first thing I heard about that trip was that JPJ snubbed Ring Crew that day.
Yeah, true.
Not that he had to be there, but somebody was like, yeah, he didn't show up to Ring Crew.
Yeah.
He's having a good time, Matt.
Listen, man. I'm being honest. I had every intention in the world of going to Ring Crew. And then
don't worry, I wasn't at that Ring Crew either.
All right. And then I literally got an Uber from Larry's back to Spencer's, and it was like 5:22 in the morning. And I was like, yeah, no, I'm not getting up. I got to fly tomorrow. I'm not getting up. Yep. So that's what happened there. But this was fun. You guys are welcome anytime, regardless of what this guy says over here.
Now, Pluggo and me are good now. He's going to be sending me invites.
There you go.
On.
Yeah. There we go. I appreciate it. We appreciate you guys joining us. Hanging out for a little bit, almost over an hour. Appreciate that a lot. And I'm going to say good luck to whoever you guys face, which we'll find out soon enough, I'm sure.
You can say good luck to whoever has to face this too, right?
All right. If you want me to do that, that's fair.
Yeah, they're going to need it.
Okay. If they need it more, I think they will probably need it more than you guys. But, hang on to those babies as long as you can. I know you will. So, but we'll chat. We'll chat soon. You're welcome on anytime.
No problem, guys. Have a good night then.
Thanks, boys.
Oh, absolutely. Take it easy, guys. Appreciate you both.
Much love, much love.
There they are. There they are.
There they go. Your LPW Tag Team Champions of the World.
See?
They're all right, guys. Yeah.
That's how you do it.
Yeah, they're fine.
Wow, you got Shep here in the
Shep,
chat saying that Notre Dame. You saw that?
I saw
How do you feel about that, Pluggo?
Listen, I don't know who Shep roots for in the college football rankings, but in the college football world, but he's a hater, so it's fine.
Do you think he roots for Indiana?
I don't know who he roots for. I know Tanner's a Purdue guy, which is gross, but
they're in Indiana as well, correct?
Yeah, but I'm a top fan of his Boiler Breakdown podcast because I go on every time they're live and say "Go Irish."
Oh, he roots for Penn State.
Oh, that's even worse. That's gross, bro.
Now
I'm sorry. What happened in the playoffs?
All right.
I didn't know. No, what happened anyway?
Wait a minute. Hey, listen,
bro?
Pluggo. I don't think a Notre Dame fan has any.
But we beat Penn State.
Oh, is that what happened? Okay,
yes.
You played them this year. Okay,
we played them this year. We won to go to the national championship game.
Fair.
You did not.
Fair.
Sucks to suck, bro.
Fair.
Sorry about your luck. It is handed it to us or not. You still lost it because James Franklin cannot be a team that's on his level or better. That's just James Franklin. That's his MO. He could beat every team but anybody that's above him in the pecking order.
Oh,
that's just true. That's just fact. That's just a fact. Listen,
trash.
We're gonna talk wrestling. I know a lot of people are to talk wrestling, but I have been itching to get. I can't wait for college football season to kick off, man. I am getting antsy.
Fair.
Waiting for some college football in my life.
Let's go soon. Not terribly far away. Couple
months. But then I'm gonna be like, damn it, the summer's over.
Yeah.
But I'll be excited. At least I got some football, college football in my life because I love chatting some college football.
Yeah,
my favorite. I think it's my favorite. I prefer it over the NFL.
All right, well, let's dive into this. Oh, yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
I was just kidding, but I like the NFL too, but I prefer college football. Anyway, Money in the Bank! Overall, what'd you think of the show?
I thought it was a good show. I thought it was a good show.
You do whatever you want.
I would give it a solid, B. Solid B. B plus maybe. I thought the ladder matches were like kind of opposites of each other. Like I thought the women's ladder match I thought the match itself was okay, but it had a really great finish. And then I thought the men's match was actually really good, but the finish was lame.
What did you think about all the Jacob Fatu getting involved?
I loved it.
JC Mateo.
We got the I Hate You solo.
Which was cool.
Oh,
I just kept wondering where was CM Punk and Sami Zayn to help stop Rollins from winning that thing. But
yeah, that was the only thing is I don't think Rollins I just
did he not need it, but I think the same thing. I don't think he needed it, but I look at it as like everything that he said leading up to that. Now he can control the game, so to speak. But yeah, I don't think he needed it per se, but he won it. He was the favorite going into it. He's Mr. Money in the Bank. But now listen, like I'm going to jump ahead.
I was just going to say, are you going there already? We going?
I'm going
to the main event of Raw.
Yeah. Now Gunther is your champ again. He beats Jey Uso. Now it's much harder for one Seth Rollins to cash that baby in. It would have made more sense to maybe cash in if he would have known. Maybe cash in at the main event of Money in the Bank.
Yeah. Yeah, I was going to say, so like Seth wins, which again, I think he didn't really need to win. But he wins. But yeah, we get to the end of Monday Night Raw, and we're going to be talking about some stuff on Raw, but like we get to the end of Monday Night Raw, Gunther wins the title back, and now it's like, oh, is Seth going to cash in on Gunther now? Is that what we're doing?
Right.
Because it made a lot more sense, and I know a lot of us were talking like, hey, Seth is going to cash in on Jay. He's been messing with Jay this last, month or so. He's going to cash in on Jay. Well, guess what? Jay's not the champion anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So now the champion is back with Gunther, which again, I think overall was a good decision. Like I think Gunther is the right guy to have that belt and be that champion. But now what do you do with Seth?
Well, I guess is the idea that Seth cashing in on Jay kind of but if he can take down Gunther, does that help that Gunther become that babyface? Does that help? Is it more impactful if everybody beats down Gunther and Seth takes it from him? Maybe. And then we don't have him taking it from Jay. I don't know, but basically they bragged out Jay on Monday. Gunther, you know what I mean? I don't know what the decision making with that was. It is confusing. I'd like to see. I hate to use the phrase like let it play out because our job is to kind of, talk about things and what we think might happen. But I don't know.
Well, let's go back to Money in the Bank because we'll come back to that Seth talk because I have an idea. So yeah, Seth winning. I had picked LA Knight. I thought LA Knight, Penta, Solo getting it does a lot more for them than it does with Seth, but I understand. Mm-hmm. With the women's, I thought the winner was the person who should have won. I think it's the winner was kind of the person everybody kind of wanted to win. I thought the pop when she was climbing up the ladder, I kind of felt like everybody inside the arena and watching at home was kind of like, go get it, Naomi. Like, climb the ladder, go get it. Like, everybody was wanting her to win. And I thought that ending was really good. I thought the match itself wasn't bad. I thought it was an okay Money in the Bank ladder match between those ladies. But I thought the winner was right. And I thought that ending sequence of like when Naomi was finally like, oh, she's the only one in the ring. She's climbing up. Like, oh God, it's happening. I thought that was a really cool moment. And I thought that was one of the better moments of the night.
Yeah, I had picked Stephanie when we talked last week, only because I thought they might strap a rocket to her. But with Seth winning, now we have one on Raw, and then with Naomi winning, we have one on SmackDown. And I think there's a better story to be told with Naomi kind of running amok over on SmackDown and, you know, kind of being a thorn in Tiffany's side. I think there's a lot more you could do there. And I think Stephanie Vicure at this point, she could just ask for a title shot. They'd give it to her. And Rhea could do the same. So it was a good showcase. It was a nice balance of the old guard, new guard, and Naomi was the right choice. So overall, I enjoyed both matches. I thought they were a good time. Becky Lynch and Lyra, absolutely. That was another good match, another banger. Those two got great chemistry. I don't care what anybody says. And then again, based on what we saw Monday, that feud is going to feed families, and that feud is going to make that with Bayley coming back and challenging Becky, looks like, or even getting a triple threat like we discussed last week with Lyra involved. That IC title picture now matters immensely. And I gotta be honest, it's more prominent right now than the women's world title over on Raw. The IC feud, in my opinion. I thought you froze on me there.
No. I was checking my notes. No. I agree. I fully agree. I think that this feud has been incredible. I thought this match was better than their first couple matches, and their first couple matches were really good. And look at what happened at the end of what happened at the end when she had to raise her hand, which she agreed to. She agreed to that stipulation, and she did it begrudgingly. But then afterwards, Becky's like, put the belt around my waist.
Yeah, Becky got a little cocky.
And Lyra did it at first, and I'm like, what the hell? That's not part of the arrangement, Becky. Don't get, exactly. Perfect word. Don't get cocky. What is this?
Yeah, she was getting cocky. She had her tongue out, and she was on 4 corners. And
that wasn't part of the arrangement, Becky.
Yeah.
And she got German suplexed and beat down a little bit, and she deserved it.
Fair.
And then she came out on Monday whining about that, and it was like, well, wait a minute. What the hell? But no, I thought it was really good. And Bayley looked great.
Yeah.
Bayley looked great in her return. I'm very excited for.
Glad to have her back in the mix.
Yes, very excited for either if they do the 3 of them in the feud, or it goes off to Becky and Bayley for a little. Either way, I'm very excited about.
And I saw a few detractors on the webs being like, "Why are they even going after this title? It's because it's new. If this was the Intercontinental title that's been around for 20 years, yeah, maybe 2 of your biggest stars going after it seems like a lesser thing for them, but this is a new title. Becky, Bayley, Lyra, they're going to establish this thing as the must-see. That's the goal here, and they're doing a fantastic job, and that is what we complained about when Lyra held it for so long and she had nothing to do and she was in these tag teams, is we need people to care. And guess what? For better or worse, we're caring about this right now, so it's been fantastic. I've loved every second of it. And Bayley's back, baby. Let's go.
Absolutely. You nailed it. This elevates the title.
It's going to be awesome.
You have 2, and Lyra's been fucking kicking so much ass in this whole thing. She's a star now too. But you have 2 goats. You have literally 2 goats in Becky and Bayley fighting for this mid-card title. That absolutely elevates the mid-card title to a different stratosphere.
Yes, and it's going to be great. And Lyra gave a look on Monday of like, Bayley's fighting her fight, and Lyra's not that style. That's not her style to have other people kind of fighting her fight. So when Bayley came out and kind of took this, so maybe there's some story there. So I'm psyched for that.
Yeah. We had, there was another match that was added in that from the event that happened earlier in the day. And it was Dom versus Octagon Jr.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to talk. Let's do that after.
Yeah. No, I just meant, that match happened. I forgot.
Yes.
Yeah.
And this was a 5-minute match, but it was a really fun 5-minute sprint. I thought Dom was great.
Sure.
I thought Octagon Jr. looked great. I mean, this wasn't monumental, nothing crazy, but I thought for what it was a 5-minute sprint for the IC title that was added on the day of, and I thought it was fine. I thought it was a fun little match.
It was a nice way to call back the Worlds Collide show. That was fun. It was a nice way to get some eyes on Octagon Jr., which I think was a good move because he's fantastic. Mm-hmm. And Dom, look, man, Dom's killing it, bro.
Sure is.
The dude gets the dirt. He gets all the heat in the world, and it's just he's killing it, man.
Yep.
What he did at Worlds Collide, we'll talk about after this. But yeah, and then what's the only match? The main event,
the tag match.
The tag match.
So for me, this was like I felt like this was two completely different matches because I felt like the first 15 minutes of this match was like slow. The typical Cena stuff we've seen. Slow, plodding. Let's get a bunch of heel heat. We're going to do like rest holds and heel things and this and that. And then the last 10 minutes was like a really fun, exciting tag match. I thought the drone thing with Logan Paul and the superplex, I thought that was really cool. And then it got fast paced and everyone was moving at a different speed. Logan Paul did that moonsault from the ropes to the announce tape. Like I just thought the last 8 to 10 minutes of this match, it turned into a really good tag match. And then obviously there's the thing that happened at the end, which we'll dive into for sure. But
real quick, Dustin, I think the triple threat should happen at Evolution. I think that'd be a great showcase, maybe even the main event. If you do that. SummerSlam, I think it would be cool, but I think it would be even cooler if they like let it stand on its own as the main event of like Evolution or something. But we'll see. The main event of Money in the Bank, man, it was a wild scene, and then like you said, and then at the end, all of a sudden, like what was working for John Cena and Logan Paul, they all of a sudden started bickering with each other and like trying to show each other up, and I was like, guys, you kind of had this in the bag.
Like this is in the bag, bro. You guys are working together well. Like this is
what
working.
Happened.
And then they start shoving each other, and all this happens, and then all of a sudden, John Cena grabs the world title.
Classic Cena.
He hits Cody in the head again with the title, and it's like this is WrestleMania all over again.
Yeah, people are booing. They're not
people
happy.
Are like, you got to be shitting me. We're getting this again, but no. A gentleman slides in the ring in a hood, and he starts beating down John Cena.
And at first, I was like, "Who's this?" I didn't know.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden, he stands up. He picks up the World Championship. And he takes off his hood and mask, and it is R-Truth. At the time, it was R-Truth.
Our sweet baby angel.
And everybody
lost it there.
Everyone felt wonderful in this moment. Our hearts were warm.
Mm-hmm.
It was tremendous. It was a tremendous moment. It was just I remember being so happy in this moment.
Yeah, I was like, oh.
And it was just wonderful. And that led to Cody hitting a crossroads on John Cena. And the 1, 2, 3, and Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso defeat Cena and Paul in the main event. But the real story is, because I thought that this got ruined.
Oh, yeah.
All day on social media on Sunday, we had to see people, this is a work. No, it's not a work. This is a work. Who the fuck cares what it is? Just enjoy the fucking moment. How about that?
The fact that he's back. Yeah, because if it is a work.
It wasn't.
If it was, okay, good on you. You got me. Awesome. R-Truth's still not gone then. So we got what we wanted, right? So we wanted Truth never to be gone. Last week we said, retire with the company. He's the man. So if they did work us, you got us. You swerved us. Cool. We should be excited that they could still, in this day and age, work us, right? Because everything is on the internet. Yeah. If it's a shoot, and they did it because of what we said for a week, then that means they listened to us to some capacity. So I don't understand the dialogue of like, why you're upset either way. Like, yeah, did they screw up and maybe they realized that we shouldn't release that guy, and they listened to us either way. It was awesome to see him back, but everybody has to this obsession with like, I gotta be right on this and I gotta be in the know. Who cares? Like, he's back either way, like whatever. And he said it on Monday. You guys are the reason that I'm back. It's not a work. He said it's not a work. Granted, he could be working us by saying that, but I just felt like that was a weird and tired argument to have for the last couple of days. Like it ultimately, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. I know Triple H in the post show said it's part of the show. Do I believe him? I don't know.
No, it's just like, again, like who cares? Like at the end of the day, we all felt
so excited.
We all were so excited, and we all felt so great in that moment that whether you think, oh, they listen. Personally, I do think the fans had something to do with it. I think they brought him back because of how the locker room reacted to it, way more than how the fans reacted to it. Because I think that they saw how devastated their other performers were. Because apparently the rumor is Nick Khan kind of stepped in and was like, we're bringing him. Like, he was the one that was like, we're doing this. We're bringing him back. And he took care of the deal.
Yeah, sure.
So I obviously, I do think that there is truth, no pun intended, to what our truth was saying about the fans made this happen. Don't ever let anyone tell you you don't matter in your voice. Like there was truth to that, but I think that the people in the back were not happy either. And I think that had a lot to do with it. I think that probably had more to do with it than people like you and me.
And just to the point, like I know there's a very, very big portion, especially of the WWE fan side of this, that just says, sit back, watch the show, enjoy the show, let it play out. Like, it is what it is, and they don't get as invested as maybe we do in the sense of like, but I think it's Warren Hayes said it last week on the show. It's okay to love something and still be critical of it, or still,
of course,
you release a guy like R-Truth. It's okay to say you're not happy about it as a fan base, and let the company know that you're invested in. Hey, we're not a fan of that decision. Whether they listen to you or not, that's another thing. But it is okay. And then, like you said, between that and the locker room who came out in support of R-Truth, and boom, he's back. And it's like, yeah, Austin Shep, I don't usually agree with you, but he said it's a win-win situation. However it came to be, the guy is back on our TV screen, and boy, is he doing something that I can't quite figure out yet.
Yes. Okay.
I don't know what the angle is here.
So we get that moment at King of the Ring. Why do I keep on saying King of the Ring? Because it's coming up. That's
it's
right.
coming up. Yeah, it started Monday.
Yes, which we'll dive into, because those were some good matches, and those brackets are fucking loaded. Holy shit! We'll talk about that. No, so it all starts at Money in the Bank. He returns. Everyone's feeling great. We get to Monday, right before Raw. They make an announcement on social media that we're going to hear from R-Truth. He's going to be there tonight. Great. They release a shirt after Money in the Bank, and it's not an R-Truth shirt, though. It's a Ron Killing shirt.
Mm-hmm.
And so everyone starts to be like, oh, maybe this is going to be a serious run, like his last real run, or blah, blah, blah. I don't know. So commentary then, about halfway through the show or so, I think it was right after the Becky and Lyra and Bayley segment, actually. They're at the table, and Pat McAfee wasn't there. So it was Cole and Wade, who... Yeah. I really like Wade Barrett. He is tremendous.
I do like Wade Barrett on commentary a lot too.
Yeah. They're talking about former two-time NWA World Champion Ron Killings, and they're calling him Ron Killings, and they're just going through it. And then all of a sudden, wearing the same type of outfit he was at Money in the Bank, he comes through the crowd, stands on the announce desk. The crowd's like, "Oh shit, yeah, truth." And he takes the hood off. And he said, and that's what he says. Hey, don't let anybody tell you all that you don't matter. Your voice doesn't matter. He goes, they heard, they listened, they felt, and they understood.
Yeah.
He said that he's back because of all of us and the crowd and the outpouring. He said, you want truth and you got it. And he goes, R-Truth is back for all of us and for himself too. And then he said, not only did they bring truth back, you got He says, "You got me too." And then this is where the promo kind of changes a little bit. So, I basically read out the whole thing, but he goes, "We all love our truth." He goes, "I do too, but our truth sometimes can be too funny, too nice, and too forgiving." He goes, "Not me." He goes, "I wish I would." He goes, "I feel different, alive. And for anyone that thinks that I'm a lie or some sideshow act, a gimmick," then he pulls scissors out of his pocket, Pluggo.
And at this point, I was like, okay, stop, full stop. He pulls out these scissors, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, and I don't want to make the comparison to Rick. We've seen what AEW's done with some scissors. And I was like, where's this going?
Yeah.
And he just
cuts off, snips all his braids off. 3 big clumps of braids, gone.
Just holds them out. And I'm like,
and everyone's chanting, the crowd's chanting, "Holy shit."
Yeah.
Cole and Wade are like, they're looking like, holy crap, like what the hell? And he picks them up and he's holding them. And he says, he goes, "The truth has set me free." And he goes, "I'm Ron Killings, the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Now put some respect on my name." And then he leaves. And Michael Cole literally just starts clapping. He's literally clapping Michael Cole after he does that.
My jaw is just, I literally
incredible.
Just got home from baseball. I watched that, the end of one of the qualifying the Becky stuff. I got into that. And then I'm just like, I don't know what's going on here. And I still don't know. He was on Busted Open this morning or yesterday morning, maybe this morning. And he was like, "Don't tell me who I am. These people try to tell me who I was for years. I know who I am." Like, I don't know exactly where he's going with this, and I'm completely okay with that because he is going to be unhinged. I don't know if this is just another character. So who knows, man? You tell me, JPJ, where are we going with this?
Well, I think I want Ron Killings to beat John Cena for the World Heavyweight Championship. And then I want Seth to cash in on him immediately.
Yeah?
Yes.
Okay, that's a definitely curveball from in his last match in Boston.
No.
Right, because I thought that you had been pro Cody beats him at Saturday night's main event in Boston. So now we're okay, which is fine. That's what I love about wrestling. You should change it up.
I feel like we're gonna get Cena and Ron Killing. I feel like we're getting it back, right?
I would imagine you don't attack John Cena and do all this if you don't have plans to run something back. Scott said he was balding anyway. Doesn't matter, dude. He got his hair. Chris Parrish is in the house. Welcome in, Chris. I love wrestling's in the house. He was at the because he was at the Oilers game. Or because of the Oilers game. Spencer, you missed it. Jacked and Juicy were on the show, and Brat and I got along for a few minutes there. It was nice.
Yeah.
It's lethargic stuff. They're welcoming all comers for change. Yeah, so I would be okay with them running back. Listen, I know that some people had pointed out that after the Saturday night's main event stuff, there was no mention of it and no follow-up of it. So, but now that he's back in the fold, that he attacks Cena, I can't imagine Cena when he decides. But granted, John Cena, did he bring it up at the beginning of Raw? I know he had the CM Punk stuff, which we should talk about.
Oh,
but did he bring up R-Truth at all? Because I didn't see the full opener with Cena.
I don't believe he did.
So he hasn't mentioned R-Truth either. So
no, actually, no, he did.
Did he?
Because the crowd started chanting, "We want truth."
And you can't handle.
And he said, "R-Truth is a gimmick that they'll spit out in a year, and they won't care about in a year." So he said that for a little bit. And he said at Money in the Bank, he found out that the truth is a lie. So that's why R-Truth later on said, "You want to call me a lie? You want to say I'm a gimmick?" And all that stuff. That was in reference to Cena.
Okay, so
earlier on,
so maybe we are going to get that. We're going to get that. I don't know how we do it, but yeah, Seth could. But here's the thing: if Seth cashes in on Cena, then does that mean Seth and Ganger's going to SmackDown? Because that's actually SmackDown.
That's the only thing. Because I'm just like,
I'm at the
They're not
point,
going to make Gunther a transitional champion to Seth, are they?
right? I'm kind of at the point where I know there's a draft coming up and stuff, but I'm at the point where I don't care anymore. Put everybody wherever you need to put them. As long as the shows are good, listen, because you're already doing this thing where you've got people kind of jumping back. Just as long as you don't give me the same thing on Raw than SmackDown like they used to do, I'm okay.
Yeah.
I don't need a hard line in the sand.
Yeah.
But either way.
Either way, I'm very, very intrigued and very into what they're doing with Ron Killings, R-Truth, whatever you want to call him.
Yeah.
That was a very good promo, and that was crazy that he cut his braids off. That was crazy. And I'm good for him. Good for him. Good that they listened. Good that they changed their decision. It just is.
Yeah.
And it was wonderful. It was a wonderful moment. It was backed up by a wonderful promo on Monday.
Sure. Did any of it make sense? Absolutely not in the sense of how this went down with Truth. But is he back and is he wrestling and is he on our TV screen? It's a win then. Okay, you know what else is a win? If you smash that like button, hit that subscribe button.
100%.
Share us out to your
100%.
friends. If you want to guarantee you get a statement right on the air, leave us a super check like Auntie Collins did earlier for the Kitty Fund.
All right, you talked about it. You mentioned it at the beginning of the show.
Yeah.
John Cena comes out.
We can skip over a lot of this and just go.
Well, we're going to talk about the main question about it for sure.
Oh,
but Cena is referencing blah blah blah. He talks about R-Truth a little bit. He mentions Cody Rhodes. He mentions Randy Orton. He says, "I've beaten all the best. Who you got else?" Blah blah. And then CM Punk comes out.
CM Punk.
It's CM Punk and John Cena in the ring, and it's like, hell yeah, let's go. Punk is, saying, "Oh, you comfortable, John?" He goes, "This is pretty weird." He goes, "You're the corporate sellout. You're the corporate sellout now. I'm the most anti-establishment guy, but I'm here defending WWE right now against you." He goes, "That's pretty weird." He goes, "That's something who nobody would have ever thought." And he goes, "I'm not defending the machine. I'm not defending TKO. I'm not doing it like that." He goes, "I'm defending the people." He says, "I'm the voice of the voiceless in 2011. That was me." And, he's going through all that stuff. He says, he says that Cody's their best. He goes, "You want to say you don't get the best? Cody's our best." And he goes, "And you won through chicanery." He goes, "You won because you brown nosed the final boss." He goes, "These people are my boss." And he's kind of going into all that. And he goes, and then he mentions Elimination Chamber, and he's going through all this stuff, and they go back and forth. He mentions the Red Sox and Yankees at one point in the promo.
He's the Red Sox, John's the Yankees, or something to that effect.
Yeah, he says, he goes, what's the line here? I wrote it down. He goes, they're doing the "Let's Go Cena" CM Punk chants are in the crowd as this is happening. And Punk goes, yeah, he goes, "After tonight, by my count, you got 18 dates. And out of what little respect I have left for you, John, I'll let you pick which one of those dates I take that title off of you." And he goes, "And if you're the man I think you are, if you're more Red Sox than Yankees, the date will be tonight right here in Phoenix." And then John says, "Yeah, no, it's not happening tonight."
Oh, and he knew.
Yeah,
because he knows, and he goes,
"Yeah,
if you want this title, you got to chase me all the way to Saudi Arabia."
Yeah.
At Night of Champions.
Yeah,
and everybody knows the famous tweet that Punk set out a few years back, because then Cena referenced it the other day on his Instagram about how he feels about people that wrestle on those shows, and Punk accepts. I don't know if we'll see if it actually happens. And then I saw the whole, CM Punk sold out, blah, blah, blah. You know what?
That is a discussion.
A lot of people sell out, man.
That is a discussion, because it feels like if there was ever going to be a guy that stuck to his guns about something like this, it would be CM Punk, would it not?
As a CM Punk supporter, as a stan, I was like, oh, so maybe
go ahead.
Maybe there's a swerve in there where he actually does not go.
Not even taking that part of it into account. To me, this is a no-brainer main event of SummerSlam. This is a
that's fair.
no-brainer. Night 2 main event of SummerSlam. Cena and Punk for the title one last time. Technically New Jersey, but New York. You see Summer. What are we doing?
They still could do that.
And then they might still. They might still.
might,
but I don't think they need a 2-match feud, these guys. It should just be this is it.
Yeah.
And you're going to do it. And again, I'm going to watch it and I'm going to love it. And it's probably going to be great, but you're going to do it. It's just like, come on.
Yeah, the Night of Champions thing, because I feel like that should be more of the selling point, but obviously if you can get John Cena and you can convince CM Punk to go over there and do the show, it definitely is must see, and it is something that I think the Saudi Arabia Prince would really love on his card. Either way, man, like it's CM Punk, it's John Cena. Like that's what we've all been talking about. That was on the list of matches to have. However we get there, we're gonna get there. I personally like. It doesn't necessarily bother me. Like people say a lot of things, you know.
Oh yeah, no, like I'm not really bothered by it.
Yeah, people say a lot of things, and you know, listen, I'm not CM Punk, and I don't know how many zeros they offered him to do it.
Yeah.
In this economy, take it where you can get it, I guess.
Yeah. I'm sure they pulled the check over and Punk was like, add a 0, and they went, okay.
And he just listen, at some point,
sign me up, baby.
At some point you just have to go, you know what?
Yeah.
People are gonna be upset. People are gonna be upset with him either way. If he doesn't go, he's not a company guy. If he does go, he goes back on some Tweety shot at the Miz a few years back or whatever it was. Who cares? John Cena, CM Punk. It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah,
it's gonna be awesome. And like Spencer said, so many references to old promos between the two of them.
So good.
And when is Night of Champions officially? When is the show?
28th.
So in a couple,
maybe.
So we got like 2 or 3 weeks left, ish.
I think it's in 2 weeks, and then it's 3 weeks after that in SummerSlam.
But so we could have a really fun run of them making even more callbacks to things.
No, wait, that's a lie.
Okay.
I think
SummerSlam is August 2nd and 3rd.
Night of Champions is next, and then after that is Saturday night's main event in Evolution, and then it's SummerSlam. So, but Night of Champions is in like 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah, so we can have some fun with that, and then we'll see how it shakes out. Maybe there's some more things. I mean, now Cody, people are talking about Cody in the chat. Cody still can make a claim to like another rematch with Cena. I don't know if I would love to see CM Punk beat him. That'd be cool. But
well, that's the thing. I was like, if Cena's gonna be the champion this whole time, I guess, and then lose the belt in his last match, then that's different. But I'm still under the thing that I don't think Cena's gonna be the champion all year. And I thought Punk at SummerSlam, that's an easy way to take the belt off. Now you could do this. CM Punk can beat John Cena, and then Seth could cash in immediately on CM Punk. And that is, you know
that gif of the lady where all the hot dogs get thrown at her.
Yeah,
smiling.
Like that's probably the story, right?
Yeah, give me all of that.
Like Punk wins the title back. Yeah, like Punk wins the title back from Cena, and then Seth immediately cashes in on Punk, and then it's. Or maybe you do it a different way. Maybe Cena just beats Punk and then Cena does something else and you have Punk and Gunther be the SummerSlam match for Gunther. Punk wins that match. Seth cashes. I think either way, Seth cashing in on Punk makes perfect sense because then you can just run that back because they still hate each other.
I saw somebody in my mentions telling me that like Seth and Punk should stay away from each other. And I'm like, never.
Yeah, but they'll stay away from each other now for a little bit.
Right, but they meant just they're like it's no, I could have them mix it up for the rest of their careers twice a year and be completely excited about it.
Oh yeah.
They should never
the winner of the King of the Ring and Queen of the Ring gets shots at SummerSlam, right? Is that what it is?
Yeah, yes, that's true. So if they're not in those, then boom.
I still think that Seth is cashing in on Punk. I feel like now that I said it out loud, I think that would be the way to go. Then you have automatically Seth's first like guy going after him when he's the champ is Punk. Like that's money. That's money.
That's a good way to do it.
Yeah. Speaking
Either
of
way.
the king and queen of the ring, they released the brackets for these things, and holy moly, we already had 2 matches on Raw. But so what they're doing is they're doing fatal 4-ways. And then the winners get to the semifinals. So after these, we'll be down to 4, and then we'll crown the champions at Night of Champions.
I have to ask, with such a loaded field, the way they did it, would you have rather them did some one-on-one matches instead of the fatal 4-ways?
I wish
I liked them, but I just mean, like, could you imagine, like, if we broke that up a little bit?
I wish it didn't go to 4. I wish that these would have got them down to the 8.
Ah, there you go. Yeah.
And then it was one-on-ones for a couple rounds. That's what I wish. But yes, if you are here, smash that like button. We're up to 12 likes. Let's get to 15. Let's get to 20 if we can. We got 10 minutes left, but let's get to 15. So smash that like button if you can on there.
Is Mr. Iguana the mystery opponent in next
No,
week?
but Mr. Iguana is over, brother.
Yeah, you're Bay. That's Bay, dude.
That's my guy. That's my Bay, dude. I was early on Mr. Yeah, that's everyone's Bay.
Dude,
I was early on Mr.
Darling, dog. I want to see him wrestle.
They showed him I think he was on Raw the Monday before Worlds Collide. And I had seen the graphic with his name, and I was like, Mr. Iguana. I was like, that's his name? But then they showed him on Raw. Okay, we're going to get into that because I would love it to be Karrion Kross. All right, let's do the brackets. Let's do the brackets. On the men's side, we already had a match on Raw. That match was Dominic Mysterio, Braun Breaker, Penta, and Sami Zayn, which Sami Zayn won.
Yes, he did.
Then we have on the SmackDown side, we have Randy. Look at this one: Randy Orton, LA Knight, Aleister Black, and Carmelo Hayes. Oh my God! Oh, that might be the best first round of them. That is just. So then you have on the right side another SmackDown one: Cody Rhodes, Damian Priest, Andrade, and Nakamura.
That's what I mean. Like, these are they're loaded 4-ways, but imagine breaking that up a little bit and having an awesome banger one-on-one.
And then this last one, that's a Raw one.
Spencer goes, I wonder who's taking the pin in that one.
Yeah. Sheamus, Rusev, Bronson Reed. First of all, those 3 guys right there, that's a beefy match. That is a beefy match. Sheamus, Rusev, Bronson Reed, and a mystery opponent.
I hate that match because I don't want any one of those guys to lose.
That's beef right there. Those
like
3 dudes
Ilya's,
right well, I was going to say, so Karrion Kross is a great one. Spencer says that he thinks it's going to be Karrion Kross with Sammy and Kross in the finals. That would make sense with the story. I think it's going to be Ilya Dragunov.
What if it's Otis, so there's just more beef?
That's fine. Rusev took out Otis. I'm cool with that. That would make sense.
Kira Tozawa is in that match with those 3 beefy dudes. Just
Karrion Kross is a good call. I would like to see Karrion Kross wrestle more often than we do. I know he's kind of on the TV every week, but I would like to see him wrestle more. I'm leaning that it's going to be Ilya Dragunov. If he's obviously healthy to go. Yeah, Scott, I disagree. I don't think Roman is going to Saudi Arabia. Sorry. I don't think we see Roman until SummerSlam, if not after that.
Roman loves that SummerSlam return.
He sure does. That's like his go-to thing.
That's his thing.
I got Sami Zayn, Parrish, but that, we'll get there when we get there. But I think it's going to be, you said Ilya first. Do you think it's going to be Ilya too?
That's just the rumor I keep hearing, and people keep making that connection. Again, that is such a loaded 4-way. If you throw Ilya in the mix, where it's like, man, any one of those dudes, like Rusev just got back. I don't know.
Yeah,
Karrion Kross isn't a bad shout though, because he's already there. The fans are kind of clamoring for him to get some time too, and get him in the mix. But
yeah. So we got an El Grande Americano. We got AJ Styles in there. I don't know.
We'll
but
see.
I look at this one. So Sami Zayn's already in. So he's going to face the winner of Orton, Knight, Black, and Hayes, which I would think would be Randy Orton there. Right?
Yeah.
So then it will be Sami Zayn and Randy Orton. I find it hard to believe that Cody's not going to win that match. Right?
Yeah.
So then you got Cody And then he's going to go against either Sheamus, Rusev, Bronson Reed, or whoever the mystery guy is.
Well, Randy was in the finals last year against Gunther.
He was. I actually think the finals could be Randy versus Cody, which that would be a way for them to kind of.
And then Cody gets his title shot.
I don't want that to be the way because I want Cody and Randy. I want Randy to turn on Cody when they do that. But I don't know.
They're just stacking. If they do that Cody way, they're just stacking Cody accolades. Yeah, they're just like, that dude wins everything.
Yeah. And then you go to the women's side of things. The match we saw on Raw, which was a very good match, was Rhea Ripley, Kairi Sane, Liv Morgan, and the winner, Roxanne Perez. And I love the way that they did it with Liv and Roxanne. They're clearly going in that direction that they're going to be feuding with each other. I like Sami Zayn. Well, I think Sami Zayn winning the Royal Rumble in Saudi is an even better story. I put it this way, Parrish. I know you're not always here every week, but the night after Mania, when Sami Zayn was in the ring with Seth and he cut that promo and he looked Seth dead in the eyes and he said, "Listen to me, I will one day win the WWE Championship." I think that was foreshadowing to Sami Zayn beating Seth Rollins for the world title at next year's WrestleMania. And I think that happens by Sami winning the Royal Rumble in Saudi Arabia next year.
Vegas.
That's it. That's my long-term storytelling. That's what I think is going to happen. So Roxanne Perez won that one. On SmackDown, the winner of this match will face her. We got Jade Cargill, we got Mi Chin, we got Piper Niven, and we got Nia Jax. I would think it would be Jade Cargill.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Well, Naomi's still messing with her.
Yeah. Then on the right side of the bracket, another SmackDown match. We got Charlotte Flair, Alexa Bliss, Chelsea Green, and Candice LeRae. So I would lean Charlotte there, but that's a good little batch. And then the last Raw match, they didn't even wait for this. They just announced it. Asuka, returning.
Boom.
Awesome.
Hell
awesome
yeah.
by the way. Awesome by the way.
I'm down for Asuka to be back.
Asuka, Stephanie Vaquer, Raquel Rodriguez, and Ivy Nile. So I would assume Stephanie Vaquer would be the one there. Yeah. Maybe Asuka, though. I could see Asuka in the return, but I would think it would be Vaquer there, right? And then you can get Charlotte and Stephanie Vaquer
they could trade
semifinal.
They could trade the Kiss of Death. What is it called? Devil's Kiss. The Devil's Kiss. Yeah. They could trade those off.
I would think, looking at the women's bracket, I would think the final could be Jade Cargill versus Charlotte.
That'd be interesting. I
feel
saw
like
Maria
building
said
to that.
Stephanie's going to win the whole thing. She could. I know they're super high on her. I'm always going to pick her, but
a part of me thinks that Charlotte and Jade Cargill would
that
be
stare down they had.
Time. Yeah, they've had the stare down. That, I mean, I think that would lead to. I mean, I know that wouldn't be a matchup everybody would be thrilled about, but it feels like that's kind of where they might be going.
I also think we have to remember when it comes to these Saudi shows, yes, the WWE has but they also want the Saudi prince likes certain matches, right? So I think Charlotte Flair being the bigger name, Jade Cargill being the bigger star, I think they want to load these up in a way, and Charlotte Flair getting a shot at SummerSlam or Jade getting her first real title opportunity. I know she had one with Tiffany, but not really, at SummerSlam. It would make sense. I don't know. It's so stacked. I think you could talk me into all sorts of options here.
Yeah.
Just however they want to go with it.
Yeah. So both of these tournaments are real stacked. To see guys to see Cody, honestly, not saying that anybody should be above it, but to see Cody in here, that tells you that this is.
He's at least the finals for sure, because unless something happens.
Unless they do something like storyline wise and he gets taken out or somebody interferes.
Sure.
Like that.
We could. And that's why they do I think that's why they do these fatal four ways, is because then they could easily say, oh, Cody was in it, but he got taken out by John Cena or something. You know what I mean? Around the ballpark's in the house. Your boys said around
Hell
the
yeah.
ballpark.
Hell
What's
yeah.
up, guys? They
Go
said
check out
Ivy
them.
Stadium.
I hopped on their episode this past weekend, which was a lot of fun. We talked some Money in the Bank and some wrestling stuff, and that was a good time. So go check that out. Go give them some likes and all that fun stuff. Scott said that earlier, Maria. I don't think so. I don't think Roman's returning to go to Saudi. I think Pluggo said it best. He really loves that SummerSlam return. That seems to be his wheelhouse there. That SummerSlam return.
Plus, I think honestly, if you were going to do Roman on the Saudi show, I think he would just announce.
If you think about it, for the last like 2.5 years, Roman's schedule is he comes back at SummerSlam and he rolls from SummerSlam to Mania, and then he goes away, and he takes the summer off, and then that's his schedule.
Seems how he operates.
How he operates. Hey, I'm taking the summer off. I'll be here from SummerSlam to Mania with some couple week vacations in the middle of that somewhere, but that's how we roll. So
yeah, which I mean, if he is, that's cool. Then he obviously would have to win.
And I'm saying right there, and then what? You're going to get Cody and Roman in the semifinal. That's where you're going to have that blow off with Cody and Roman. I would think it's going to be some, like the people that were saying, I know you and I had mentioned Ilya Dragunov, Karrion Kross was mentioned a lot in the chat. I think it's going to be somebody like that, like an Ilya Dragunov returning or a Karrion Kross getting in there. I know some people said AJ Styles. I could definitely see him in there as well.
I'm not kidding and thinking it could be just some like little scrawny little Akira Tozawa type being like, I
yeah,
want
good, because the other three guys are monsters and big beefy dudes.
He shocks the world. No, I don't know.
I think somebody mentioned El Grande Americano. What about him?
Yeah,
Speaking of him, that I know we already talked about Money in the Bank, but Andrade did that fucking twisted left, like powerbomb, sunset powerbomb. I thought he was dead.
Yeah. The fireball ladder.
But yeah, what'd you think of that?
It is what it is, man.
I don't give a shit about that.
I will say this. I will say Money in the Bank definitely felt over the top with sponsorships, but at the end of the day, I understand it. It's money related. It's not going to stop me from watching it. It definitely felt like, remember that scene in Major League 2 when they're like, the owner's trying to make back some money out of the outfield walls look like the yellow pages. If you're looking for a good proctologist, check our left center field. That's what it felt like. But
they had the Slim Jim table the night.
And I'm not going to lie, if they ever bring, I tweeted it. If they ever bring back the TLC PLE, that is going to be a Wild West sponsorships, man.
Yeah.
But
I get, we talked about it at length, I think, more last week. But I guess for me, it's like, it's very apparent to everybody that the only thing they really care about nowadays is money.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I guess the thing that makes me feel weird about it is that they make it so, what's the word I'm looking for?
Obvious.
They make it so obvious that it's the only thing that they care about, that it's kind of like, okay, like, I know it's the only thing you care about, but I shouldn't feel like I shouldn't feel like I don't know how to probably say this.
It feels like it feels like it's an infomercial around wrestling matches or something. It just feels like
I should know that is your main priority, but I shouldn't know it's your main priority because you're telling me it's your main priority. Like that, you know what I mean?
Brandon James is in the chat asking, we have not talked much Dynamite yet.
Yeah, I don't know if we're gonna get there.
We can get there. We can do it quick. We can chat about it. We had Jackson Juicy showed up and they hung out with us for a while. So yeah, a contract or not, I will not bow to any sponsors. Yes. Hey man, I'm getting a headache just talking about this. Take 2 of these. Oh, Nephrin, little, yellow, different. Dustin asked how we thought of Worlds Collide. I thought Worlds Collide was a super fun show.
A blast.
I had a great time. I didn't watch it live because I was busy Saturday, so I watched it Saturday afternoon after doing some yard work. Great watch. Super fun. I suggest that Chad Gable Vikingo match ruled.
Oh.
The tag match with Lola Vice and Stephanie Vicor was a fun time. I just thought that it was a good time. Super good time.
I love
Mr. Iguana is
Mr.
amazing.
Iguana taking over the world.
It's amazing.
That dude's going to be on the main roster soon. It's going to be unbelievable.
Yeah, that dude. That dude's taking pictures with Shawn Michaels.
Yeah, that guy.
Oh, he's coming, baby.
The second I saw him, I was like, "Yep." I said, "This is. I need to know more about this guy."
I don't know a ton about him, but I'm assuming he's heavily in the comedic space. Again, he might be a super serious. But I'm a fan of good comedy wrestling. I actually am drawn to it because I think it's necessary.
I agree.
I'm
excited. And let me tell you, Lince Dorado is not getting enough love.
That's true.
Because his attack of the iguana with that standing Spanish fly that he gave that iguana, that was the best. I was laughing for 10 minutes.
Shout out to Corey Graves for selling the shit out of it, too.
Yeah. Corey Graves was excellent on that whole show, him and Conan. Corey Graves was really good. On the lead guy. He was great.
Sure. He was the best.
All right, yeah, but no, when Worlds Collide exceeded my expectations. It was a lot of fun. That was a lot of fun. And that main event was really, really something good with Vikingo and Chad Gable. That was a really, really, really great main event. Definitely worth your time if you didn't see it. It was excellent. All right, AEW we can bust it out real quick. Again, I did think this was kind of like last week where the first 2 hours of the show were significantly better than the last 2 hours. Yeah. But I did feel like the last 2 hours of this show were better than the last 2 hours of last show. Like I thought last week, those last 2 hours were like, oh man, this is a completely different. Yeah. Whereas I felt like this one was a little bit more even. But
I didn't watch the show traditionally all the way through, like, because I was coaching yesterday, so I actually ended up just watching things as like I watched this match. Mm-hmm. So I don't know how it played this week. So you'd have to tell me how it played in terms of the 4 hours overall, if it was better overall. So I don't actually know. Like
I thought overall it was better. I thought Dynamite was. Yeah, I thought the Dynamite portions were on par. Oh,
what do you think about being called the Unified Championship? Like they're unifying the belts on All In with Okada and Omega, which we all expected. And the belt looks gorgeous in my opinion. I'm just not vibing with Unified Championship.
Yeah, I don't know what that means.
Does that mean maybe that's just, and then they're going to come up with a better name, or they're going to come up with something?
Well, you can't call it the Intercontinental.
No, you can't, because then you're just going to be people like, oh my God, you're copying the Fed. But Unified just felt, a little like we could have done a little better than Unified.
What about the Continental?
Continental? That's tough to say.
Yeah.
You know how many people would
not even a word either.
Keep it the International.
Yeah, but then you're really just getting rid of a belt. You're not really putting them together.
Yeah, I don't know. Interesting. Well,
I did think the belt looked pretty, though.
It does look pretty.
But yeah, I don't know. We'll
Spa was shit where Omega's coughing up blood. Is that what you're talking about?
Oh, that was that. I was like, that can't be good.
That was even if obviously it's a word here, but even still, that's not something I think you could just come back from.
No, I mean, look, it looked like he was dying. That's a lot of blood. That was a lot of blood. The way they showed that and he just spit up that blood, I was like, oh, that's not good.
I need a segment where the doctor clears Kenny Omega, and I want the nurse to look at him and be like, Are you fucking serious?
That guy has a lacerated liver.
Did you see what happened last week? How are you clearing this guy?
Yeah. Swerve and Ospreay had a really good match. Really good match. That was spectacular, as you would expect.
And to the nerds who are like, it was on free TV. It was free. Shut up.
The first one wasn't. This one was. 30-minute draw. Fine. After the match, Swerve is saying that he wants to go longer and all this stuff. And then we get the Death Riders and the EVPs.
Of course.
They hit the EVP trigger on Swerve. They handcuff Swerve. They hit him with literally I think close to half a dozen super kicks. Then they get out the thumbtack sneakers, and it looks like they're gonna, end Swerve. But Will Ospreay slides in the ring and takes the bullet for Swerve, and he takes the double thumbtack sneakered super kick, and he's busted up.
He's a sweetheart.
Yep. So obviously, I think that solidifies now at All In, and like we kind of talked about the last few weeks, it's going to be the Bucks versus Ospreay and Swerve. That'll be the match at All In, while Hangman is, going after Mox. I thought that was good. I thought everything that happened after that match was great. I thought that whole thing was good.
I think Dan Brown being in the chat's good. What's up, Dan?
Dan Brown being in the chat is always good.
Stud. I miss Dan.
They had Mystico have a match. It was pretty good. After that, MJF came out. He said that in the show next week, he's going to be Mr. America.
And he got his flag out.
They had the big American flag and the streamers and all this stuff. And then they went down there and,
Can I full stop real quick and just ask, how long is Bobby and Shelton and MVP going to put up with this? Because, I
think it'll go a little bit of time.
It's cool right now, but it's really corny with MJF, and the reason the Hurt Syndicate was hitting hard was because it was cool.
Yeah.
I don't, you know what I'm saying? They're teetering. Maybe a little bit, but I don't know. I just I don't think Bobby Lashley would bust out an American flag with his face on it, a bunch of streamers, but hey.
I don't disagree.
Yeah, so I'm wondering how long Bobby's going to put up with this shit.
Yeah, they start beating down Mystico. It's 4-on-1. And then Kevin Knight, Speedball, and Mascara Dorada make the save, and that led to a 6-man, which the Hurt Syndicate won. I think Mystico and MJF are going to have a friggin' barn burner next week. To be honest with you, should be good. There was a sequence where the Death Riders were beating the shit out of Hangman. They dragged him through the tunnel. We were supposed to get a promo with Hangman. They were beating the crap out of him. Moxley then gets on the mic, and I liked Moxley here. He was like, "Hey, I'm terribly sorry about this." You can actually feel like he actually feels bad about it. He's like, "I just want to make sure that we can have a real conversation." He says, "You do always get a little distracted." He goes, "I worry about everyone but you." He goes, "But I want you focused." He goes, "This is my time." He goes, "This is your time, All In. It's do or die, AEW Championship." He goes, "You've been searching high and low for something." And he was like, "I don't know what it is, but you got a month to find it. He goes, "Step up and become the man everybody wants you to become." And he goes, "And if you're not prepared to do that, you can pack up your shit and get the fuck out."
Oh.
And then Hangman breaks away. He headbutts Moxley, but the Death Riders, get him down again. They horse collar him, steel chair, but then the Ops come out, make the save. They get the duct tape away from Hangman so his hands are free. He grabs the mic. He says, "I'll ride through death to get that championship. And if I find any of you tonight, I will take your heads." He grabs the chair they tried to hit him with, and he heads through the crowd to hunt him. So we kind of had that on the backdrop the rest of the night with Hangman kind of hunting the Death Riders.
Death Rider hunter.
We had the TJ, Ty Mello had her return in ring. They defeated. They got the win over Megan Bain. Well, really over Penelope Ford, but over Megan Bain and Penelope Ford. So
Anna Jay choked her out, Megan Bain, and I was like,
yeah. Listen, I know Ty Mello just came back. I don't know if Megan Bain should be losing matches like that. But that's another. I get it. You know what they did have during this? They had a tremendous video package with the history of Okada and Omega. Tremendous.
Yeah.
Where they showed a good old long form history of their first 4 matches. I watched all 4 of these matches, but it's been so long since I watched them that I think before All In, I'm running the game. I'm doing it. I'm running through all of them again.
Hell yeah.
And I'll tell you what,
stream it.
As corny as this was, after this segment, this felt like the main event of All In to me. It won't be, but it kind of had that vibe for me. I don't know about you.
Yeah.
It
still could. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
but we'll see.
It's not going to be, but it kind of that was the way they played this out. I was like,
well, they had to. They're unifying these belts, and they got to make this, and they're trying to angle this as like a second, not a secondary title. This is on par with the World or something, because they definitely aren't going to make it be like, oh, it's just a,
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see how it plays out. It's Omega, it's Okada, it's going to rule.
Yeah. So they have the contract signing. Okada signs it right away. Doesn't even say anything, just signs it. Omega grabs a mic, says it's been 7 years to the day we had our last match. Watching that recap package, I don't even recognize myself. Says, I'm going to leave it in the ring one final time. He signs the contract. They shake hands. And they kind of pull each other in where they're doing the close thing. And then all of a sudden, Don Callis makes his presence felt. He says he has something important to say. He says Kenny should be ashamed of himself because this match should be with Takeshita or Kyle Fletcher. Omega says, cut the crap. I'm not doing this. You're full of shit. We've been doing this my whole career. We're not doing this. He goes, I've been here. I've done that. I've beaten both of them before. They can get in line like everybody else. He goes, you can't pull out a trick in your playbook to make this a triple. No, this is not happening. This is one last time. It's me. It's Okada. Get the hell out of here. And then Don Callis says, oh, he goes, you're saying I can't pull out any more tricks. Well, you obviously didn't see this one coming.
Boom.
And then Okada attacks Omega, hits him in the back of the head with the Continental Championship. He beats Kenny down. Callis comes in the ring. He hands him one of those like collapsible police baton type things. And Okada hits him right in the diver in the stomach. And they're playing off the diverticulitis. He's coughing. He gives him a second one. The medics come in. Okada then goes to the top rope and hits a nasty elbow drop right in the stomach. And then they put him on a stretcher. And he's bleeding a little bit from the mouth, but he's really kind of whatever. And you think he's going to leave. And then they come back. And like this is when Dynamite ends and they're making the transition to Collision again. So they come back, and for the second week in a row, they're still kind of there. And Okada hits another diving elbow on Omega when he's on the stretcher. Christopher Daniels is out there at this point. He's yelling at Okada and Callis, get the hell out of here. And then Okada grabs the baton and he jumps off the apron and hits Kenny in the stomach again. And that's when Kenny had the ridiculous blood he's spitting up. It looks like he's dying in a horror movie. Yeah. And then him and Callis run away. They get into a car and they drive. They run through the crowd. Then they get into a car and they drive off.
And then here's a 6-man tag or something. It's just like,
and then it went right into Anthony Bowens and Kyle Fletcher.
Yeah.
But
what a spot.
Yeah, it was wild. It was wild. And then the second half was good. Like I thought the Anthony Bowens Kyle Fletcher match was really good. I thought Anthony Bowens looked great in it. Obviously, Kyle Fletcher's great. I thought this was a really good match, but Fletcher won. They had
the Tony Storm and Mercedes stuff.
The Tony Storm and Mercedes stuff was different. Yeah, that was fine. They had a CMLL thing with Carlos Cabrera out there, and FTR came out. Yeah. They started they mentioned Adam Copeland, they mentioned Nigel in it. They were kind of still doing their thing. They said they're going to, CMLL is the oldest promotion in the history of wrestling. They think Atlantis is the oldest wrestler because they had Atlantis and Atlantis Jr. out there, and FTR's on that shtick where they're beating up senior citizens and announcers.
They mentioned his change your diapers or something. It's
yeah. And so that kind of happened. Atlantis Jr. got fed up. He starts throwing punches. They have a brawl. FTR get the better of them. They're going to spike pile drive the older one, and Adam Cole hits the ring. But the Don Famous attacks. Bandito and Templario come out and make the save, but the heels are still getting the better. And then Brody King arrives, and that kind of sends the heels packing. And that's how that kind of thing went. So that happened. The Mercedes Tony stuff. We had MXM Collection with Taya Valkyria versus the Conglomeration and Willow with a mixed tag 6-person. That was okay. Bandito fought Beast Mordos. That was a good match, but you kind of know what that you're going to get from that match. Yeah. You had not the debut, but you had Tekla and Queen Aminata. This was a good match, I thought.
Yeah, this is good. Yeah,
this was pretty good. It wasn't a kind of glorified squash. This was like a real match for Tekla. I like Queen Aminata, but you knew Queen Aminata was going to lose.
I'm
But
kind of all in on Tekla.
I kind of like her. I dig her.
I dig the vibe. It's a different
Yeah.
style. I like it a lot.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm
I'm
in-
in on
I'm
that.
in on
Very
it.
intense. Very intense.
Right. Yeah. It's like it's in your face. It's fast paced and it's hard hitting. And Queen stepped up and held her ground, but yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't hate it.
There was a backstage segment between Kip Sabian and Nick Wayne, where Nick Wayne was asking where Christian was, and Kip was kind of like, "We wanted to give you some space after all the hard work you've done."
Bang your mom, bro.
Yeah. Because he also wanted to put some hard work in your mom.
Yeah. Bang your mom, bro.
That's what he said.
Jesus.
Yeah. So Nick gets a little pissed, but Sabian he offers the gift they've been planning, which is a highlight reel of Wayne's run in the Best of the Super Juniors. Nick Wayne gets stoked. He says he loves it. Kip says that's what brothers are for. And Christian wants him to know he's really proud of him and he doesn't know where either of them would be without the other. This is a bunch of bullshit, Pluggo. Kip Sabian and Christian are going to fucking turn on Nick Wayne.
Oh, yeah.
Sooner than later. That's what's happening.
I think after that Best of Super Juniors run and just the trajectory of Nick Wayne, I think he's in position for a big baby face run. And yeah, so
I would agree. And then after that, the main event was Daniel Garcia and Paragon versus the Don Callis family. And for the Don Callis family won. Josh Alexander pinned Roderick Strong with the bridging German suplex. And that was it. And then commentary was saying there's a 12-man escalation. What?
Escalator? I don't know.
Yeah.
Fletch, what's up? Welcome to the chat.
That was it. So that was Dynamite. Again, the first 2 hours were very strong, much like last week's. And then the last 2 hours were just not the same vibe. But I did think that it wasn't as dramatic of a drop as last week's. Because last week it was like, wow.
You could tell.
Yeah. This one was a little bit more paced better. But yeah. But I think we go back to just the regular 2 hour Dynamites next week. It is the Grand Slam one that is happening in Mexico, which will be cool. It's going to be a very cool environment there.
Yeah.
But it is back to 2 hour Dynamites, which I think is good.
I didn't look because it was a hectic day, but I was curious if these 4 hour events paid off. And I'm not a huge ratings guy, but I was curious to see if they did pay off in the terms of ratings for them in the sense of like,
yeah,
we went 2 hours. I don't know, but whew, yeah, that's I'm okay with no 4 hour shows on my weekday.
Yeah, I would agree.
Either way, it was cool. Yeah, Swerve and Lat was probably the best.
Incredible.
It was super good. They absolute killer chemistry, man.
Yeah, incredible. And we had that ending, and now we're going to be getting the Young Bucks versus Swerve and Ospreay at All In most likely. So that match will be good. But yeah, that was a tremendous match.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with you, Fletch. I agree with you. And again, you want to do it here or there? Cool. 2 weeks in a row. Come on now. You want to do it once a year, or once every
quarterly.
Yeah, quarterly. You want to? Fine. All right, you can buy me into that. 2 weeks in a row, man. We're on the East Coast, bro. This shit's ending at midnight.
We're just with runovers. With runovers.
How are you gonna have a runover on 4 hours, man? That's ridiculous. It's diabolical.
And again, I think what it came down to was like they promoted it as like one big show, free pay-per-view. And what they clearly did the first week was they broke it in half. Dynamite rule, and then they did Collision, and they did the same thing. It was a little smoother this week. Had you built it into 4 hours, and we're ending with Ospreay and Swerve or something like that. You know what I mean? Maybe people are more like, all right, I may have to stay up to this, but yeah.
Even worse for Fletch. He's in Europe.
Yeah, dude. I don't feel that's
God
rough.
Bless, dude. God bless that.
Yeah, it was a good time.
But look at it was still a good look at it. It was good wrestling. I think both the shows as a whole were good shows. Mm-hmm. But I think you could have watched the first 2 hours live and watched the second 2 hours on delay both weeks. And I think you would have gotten what you came for. But Fletch, we appreciate you popping in. Give us a like, give us a follow, hit that thumbs up on the video. We go live 8 p.m. Eastern time every Thursday evening here. But we are about to get out of here for the week. We want to thank the LPW Tag Team Champions, Jacked and Juicy,
Sheik
Barack
Shabazz,
Ali, Sheik
Barack
Shabazz, Sheiky Baby. We want to thank them for
popping
kind of
in.
on a whim popping in and giving us almost an hour of their time. We want to appreciate that. Thank you, Fletch. Appreciate you, my friend. Hopefully we'll be seeing you. We got good content here
Yeah, thank you.
almost every day here on Love Wrestling. But every Thursday night, 8 p.m., you can catch us too right here. This is the flagship
And
show.
if you want to know where you could find us throughout the weeks and what we've got going on, at B2 Beards on all your social media platforms, and you'll know what we got coming up as a show. I know this week was a little hectic for both of us, so we weren't as active in promoting tonight's show, but we'll get back after it. I know it's just been a crazy couple of weeks, but we got some fun stuff hopefully in the works coming up this summer. Austin Shepherd, you stud. Thank you. Cheers to you. You know what? We love you, even though you took our championship back.
He took.
No, it's ours. Once we took it,
It is ours.
It is ours. It is ours.
But yes,
but I am Pluggo. I'll just do it now. I'm Pluggo. You can find me on all social media platforms at Pluggo. I've got some pieces, articles up right now on lovewrestling.ca. I'm getting back into the writing game, trying to keep that popping. Saturday morning, 10 a.m., I'll be with Blair Pacheco right here on this very channel for 4 Exposure, talking independent wrestling. There's a lot of stuff that went down this week at GCW. I can't wait to chat with Blair about that. And we have a spot. You and I had a spot with our friend Kyle from the Apron Bump. Will be coming out next week on his channel. So go follow the Apron Bump. We talked Backlash 2004. Such a fun time.
Yeah, one of the more iconic matches of all time.
Yes.
On that match. And then, some other good matches, but some uncomfortable things here and there with that show.
We did.
But,
sorry, Scott. Yeah, Camille is going to be on American Gladiator.
No, Camille, Wardlow, and there was another one.
Isn't The Miz hosting it? It's going to be dope.
Yeah, that's pretty dope.
I like American Gladiators.
I loved it when I was a kid. I watched that shit. When they would shoot the tennis balls at him, I was like, I want to do that shit, bro.
Yeah, for sure.
They would be shooting. That was dope. But yeah, you can find me, JPJ Loves Gaming, all social media platforms. Follow at B2 Beards on all platforms for us, so you know what we're up to. Thursday mornings, we didn't go this morning because of real life work stuff. But Thursday mornings, 9 a.m., I also do Firmly Inc. for more in-depth reviews of WWE and AEW weeks of television and things of that nature. But follow me everywhere. That's where you'll find me. I do a lot of other stuff, too, on Body Slam and The Hive and a bunch of things. But follow me right here, and you'll be able to find all that fun stuff right there. So, again, thanks for everybody tuning in.
Yes.
Appreciate you all. Pluggo and I will be back next Thursday night, 8 p.m., same bat time, same bat channel. And until then, everybody, say hi to Sue. We'll see you next week, everybody.
Our old friend Sue, we love you.
Peace out.
Peace.
Hey there, Pluggo and JPJ. It's Trent's mom, Sue, and I have a bone to pick with you. So, I understand that you guys are being real idiots and spending your entire monthly budget. You've got to be kidding me. This is not the way to be when you're trying to run a business. Your boss, Spencer, is really pissed off at you. I'm pissed off at you. You have some nerve. Get a grip. You have to control yourself. You can't just go out and spend all the money that you're making, you Two Beards guys. Oh no, this is coming out so stupid. Anyway, behave yourselves, or I'm going to cut you off from watching AEW. You're no longer going to get to know, be able to meet my son. What? Or me. I'm sorry, this is like, I don't know. Anyway, thanks so much for being fans.